Yeah.
So. During our last long rest, our adventurers who are currently in the underbelly of the Novum Bridge continued their journey, shifting and making their way through what can only be described as carnage. Body horror that scene can only be imagined in your worst nightmares of creatures delving into the depths of your body, amassing it as a nest, and then spurling forth as newer creatures. All around them, the other pilgrims that went on this journey with them slowly dwindled one by one, as our adventurers were surrounded by these weird floating manta ray-like creatures that used the bodies of those that they burrowed into as vessels to grow. A sight much more darker than what our adventurers have been used to so far. But, as there are many things in this world, Equin is light, but it is also dark in the darkest corners of its locations. Delving further into the underbelly, they found the main cause of all of this miasma that was overtaking the Novum Bridge. It seems that some sort of large chrysalis, a sac made of this embryonic-like material, growing something within, was controlling people through attachments of the mind, giving it food and seeking out more needs, controlling people like puppets to feed it. However, our adventurers were not being puppeteered, only a couple of them were, and they arrived with much more force than what this thing is used to. So, with our adventurers taking the initiative, they began a battle with this thing. They believed it was unborn yet, so it should be maybe easier to take down whilst it is still dormant and unborn. And so they did. And for the first half of the combat, whilst they were indeed attacking this chrysalis with very little retaliation, except a few critical pointers here and there that the embryo was able to retaliate with, eventually our adventurers pushed it to the edge. A creature was born from this chrysalis. Not something of this world by any means. It seemed like a mixture of an insect with something that could only be found at the depths of the ocean. But it could fly and float through air as if it was swimming through water. It had mouths as many as you would have limbs, and eyes dotted around you for every follicle of hair that you would have on your head. This creature could speak and understand. It was sentient, and it hungered, and it wished, and it needed. It was no ordinary creature. Our adventurers were able to take it on. Not without consequence. Many of our adventurers fell, but were quickly brought back through Syldia's magic and the assistance of some of the other party members. But it seemed to have this eerie obsession with Eldrith. Upon Eldrith casting some spells onto it, it seemed to call out back that it was using her magic, and it desired to consume it. A mystery to our party members as to what this was. But after felling this creature with Hjarlgron grabbing it from its tail and ramming it into one of the large rib cages that protruded forth from the environment in this cavern, the creature was felled. Its skin still not resilient, its mind still not adapted, and born too soon. This creature was born into this world too early and died an early death for it. However, that meant that all of the issues that were going forth in this place, the miasma, the control, the slow uneasiness and loss of mind of nearby civilians, was cleansed. All that it left in its wake after Hjarlgron carved it to pieces was some sort of crack in time and space that it left in the middle of the room. After Pierce and Eldrith began to investigate it, they seemed to be able to spot that it's some sort of crack that leads to some sort of unfathomable violet sea, an endless void of lavender. Stars that seemed like teeth in eyes, masses of land that perhaps were just the backs of creatures floating through it, and incomprehensible to some. But as Eldrith peered in ever so closer, something repelled back, recoiling his head backwards as he was hit with a stone in the forehead. His body fell to the ground and began to seize, falling into some sort of state of unconsciousness. As he awoke from the aid of Celwydd, his eyes were glistened with stars and nebula, much tinted with violet. But he seemed the same. Maybe perhaps slightly more arrogant in one nuance, but in general he seemed to carry himself in the same way, and his physique was the same, and his mind was perhaps greater than it was before. As our adventurers returned from this depths after destroying the creature that was causing issues for the Novum Bridge, they returned with Versa, the person that they've been traveling with, who's part of the Sacred Flame, and welcomed them on a journey to meet up with the other members of the Sacred Flame, as Versa seems to believe that you guys want to understand it a bit more. He took care of the nearby cathedral and said that he consecrated it from the dark magics that were horrifying it. So, he mentioned that perhaps it was best to just carry on the road and you could all sleep in the carriage on the way out. So, with everything sorted, and one of the probably many issues that were going on in the Nova Bridge sorted, you all continued your adventure. So that's where we're going to pick it up today. As we leave off from our little pit stop of eldritch horror and body gore, and we return back to the surface, a place of whimsy and understanding, light and perhaps perils of dawn and light. So, as you all regathered and joined Versa back on the carriage and you set off again, it was nighttime. Versa mentioned that he was happy to just drive through the night and let you guys rest at the back of the carriage whilst he manages to continue the journey. He seemed to not worry. So, you all, on this night, get into the back of the carriage. Versa carries on through the bustling and busy streets of the Novum Bridge, and you all may gain the benefits of a long rest if you haven't done so already.
Let's go!
As the second day comes, and morning light begins to illuminate the back of the carriage, and some of you are awoken either by the sound of the nearby city, or the fact of people passing by, or maybe just from your standard body clock. You're all awake on the next morning. Versa mentioned that the journey from the one end of Novum Bridge to the other would probably take roughly 2 days. You've been travelling for one, so perhaps at the end of the second day you will reach the other end. As you're all awake and you have this day to yourselves, is there anything that you would like to do as the carriage continues through the Novum Bridge?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah?
Eldrith.
Just pans his head to you.
Do you have some sort of problem with me?
No.
What?
I don't think I have a problem with anyone here.
It's just that you were incredibly rude to me back when we thought
Was
that
I?
thing. Oh, yes.
Well, you must understand and maybe forgive me a bit because I do not know where I was rude. Frankly, interactions with other people is difficult.
Well, you insinuated that I would not understand complex magics, but I assure you I am very capable of such things.
Inside.
He just nods along.
Go for it. Roll
And you
it.
seem to have insinuated several times on this journey that I am of lower intellect and not capable of understanding what is quite frankly quite simple magic.
Nods along.
Don't you think it's rude to make that judgment?
I don't see how it's rude if I perceive it to be true.
Ooh,
But what if
get
you were
him.
wrong?
Cook him.
Then I have been wrong of many topics, and then I will be wrong. There's
Well,
not
then you
much
are.
to debate there.
In this case, considerably wrong.
He nods along and opens up his little booklet, writes it down, like scribbles something down.
It's note to self. was wrong once.
He is wrong. Puts it in quotations.
Hjarlgron, with your 15 in insight, you could understand that Ambrose is aware of a lot of things and has more experience than he gives on, although it is unsure to you and unrivaled territory whether Ambrose's knowledge is equal to that of Eldrith with perhaps what recently occurred. Everything else aside, what recently occurred and what we discovered down there, maybe to you, Eldrith might have some point. Maybe it was out of line with what he said, but maybe there was some truth to maybe what Eldrith was trying to say. Perhaps he didn't get it across correctly.
Now, Eldrith, I'm not saying that you need to learn some manners, perhaps, but
Why?
assuming somebody else's intelligence just based on their appearance is not perhaps the best approach to making friends.
Nods along, and you see his little piece of chalk or coal or whatever it is that he has on hand. Stops and goes, "We were making friends."
I've been trying.
Is that what that was? Just continues to scribble. Like you see him like quite violently scratch away something and write something underneath it or above it. Like corrects it.
What do you mean? Is that what that was? And sort of leans and tries to look, and there's like a little bit of a frown on his face.
No, it just says attempt at friendship, still strange. Do not understand.
Right. Well, I'm just
Well,
saying.
I just don't
Eldrith.
have anyone around my age. Really, you have to understand, living on that tower, even that homey and comforting, but it was strange, and I didn't have anyone to interact with. Really, it was just me and Brightwelk and his many strange, I guess, apparatus. I don't even know what they are till this day. To be fair, I just fiddled with them. And when I did have time to go down, there were no, I guess, children or young adults of my age. I just interacted with the trees, and sometimes the squirrels would come and hop on my knee, but when I reach out to them, they would scamper away. So I'm not quite versed in the act of socialization. Neither am I aware of these things that you say are statements, just my truth. Now, I've been wrong of many things, in fact. That's how I learn. That's how we all learn. We learn from error and mistake. And some of them may be more painful than others. He kind of stares off into space for a bit. But that's just a process.
Of course. It seems a little bit taken aback by the whole response. My apologies for.
No, why are
your
you
peculiar-
apologizing?
Well, your peculiar upbringing maybe left you with a different outlook than I expected.
Mhm. You must understand as well that that's the conversation I've had with just about any group of people. I distinctly remember not speaking for weeks at a time. Right,
That sounds like
the most best conversationalist.
that sounds like pure hell.
Is it? Siski sees him scribble something down again as well, just in this chicken scratch handwriting because he's going so quick.
Well, to me, of course. I like conversation. I am a conversationalist, you could say.
Evidently.
Well, to avoid further confusion, then I'll overlook any accidental, perhaps attacks on my my perceived intelligence.
Well, if you view them as attacks, then maybe How do I make you not view them as attacks? Maybe I can't. Maybe it is time I learn manners. Where do I even begin?
Well,
Probably not from that one. And I will point to Ambrose.
He'll quickly flip over to the page with like Hjarlgron's messy little sketch. Do not learn rules like manners from Ambrose. Hjarlgron's statement.
he looks at Hjarlgron for a moment. I suppose we all have different views on manners, but
If there's anyone in this party with manners, it'll be those two. It points to Comet and and Syldia.
Pick up
Oh,
Syldia.
Syldia has been the teacher. Rather good.
But even then, within this party, it's not the greatest.
I'm not saying that naturally I have great manners, but more the fact that I could be perceived as such if I wish it. Acting is a great talent.
Maybe that's where we draw our differences. I simply do not care what others think of me. I do what I wish, how I wish, and as long as it doesn't cause too much harm, I think it'll be fine.
Well said. And I'll kind of like tap Eldrith, probably send him forward a bit.
Ambrose will nod and even like raises an eyebrow like, in the sort of expression of, well, fair enough, yeah. And
of course, that's the issue. If I happen to insult somebody or hurt someone's feelings, or in fact it somehow came out as an attack of someone's character, that would cause quite a rift, considering that I still need to live amongst other people, don't I? As difficult as it is.
yes, that it can be, but I'm sure you'll just understand.
Flip back to the page on Ambrose, like, has confidence.
Just understand that the concern when you looked into that strange, peculiar little rift, whatever it was,
concerning?
It was more just for your well-being, because, you didn't exactly have a normal reaction.
Did I?
There was a strange rift.
You had like a seizure.
Oh, look at Eldrith. You
Like
had
a
a
medically
seizure?
like a medical seizure, or was it a seizure of the mind, or my spirit was seized?
That's a good question. I'm not really a cleric or a herbalist or a witch doctor of any kind. I'm not versed in the differences, but you were, all shuddering and sort of like shakes his head and rolls his eyes a little bit.
That does seem to be the medical kind. Right. Do I seem unfit? I suppose I do. I don't go exercising quite often,
To
do
me,
I?
you do. Kind of like go by your shoulders.
Actually, one of Hjarlgron's arms the same size as Eldrith.
Kind of with both
I
of
am
my,
literally one
I'll,
Hjarlgron
like,
finger.
both of my hands are going like around the side of you, and I'll pick you up. I'm just gonna inspect you.
Yeah, he's
Very rough manhandling. I'm like, I'm like basically picking you up like a decently sized action figure, and I'm just like turning you.
Damn right. I'm a standout. I'm a cutout.
You know, and I'm just gonna like look at your head, shake you over, see what happens. See if it goes into a seizure.
Is this how you assess someone's physical well-being in the north?
No, because no one in the north is this handleable.
Could you put me down so I could write that?
Sure. And I like just plop him back in place.
Quickly just scribbles it down in like chicken scratch so he can fix it up later.
I mean, you seem fine to me, just a bit on the scrawny side. Kind of poke one of your arms.
Versa lets out a large chuckle from the front as he's driving the car. You're probably the most odd and peculiar group of people I've ever come across.
Like, what's Versus build in comparison to Eldrith?
Taller and a bit chunkier. Like, although he does seem like someone who doesn't do any sort of physical confrontation, he seems to be quite well built. But I wouldn't say he's like overly muscly. Just a standard kind of like lean, maybe
Just
like
because I don't,
5'8" man.
just because I don't trust Versa. Are we still going the right way?
Yeah, you're currently well. You're still on the bridge, so there's no wrong way. To
Yeah,
go,
but the sun is. Well, I mean, the sun is still on the right side of the bridge. We're not going backwards. We're not. We're actually going generally
yes.
the right way.
Yes, as far as you can tell, yes. Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. As far as you can tell, yeah. He's taking you still in the correct way.
Kind of like poke Versa. Could do with bulking yourself.
He laughs. I have no need of physical strengthening. After all of my
I hate poking Cecil.
all of my battles are won through discord.
Well, if not
This
needed
Discord
for a
kit in
fight,
Finto.
best to have for just regular use.
Well, I am just about capable of wielding my blade if ever needed. That's as far as I'm going to need.
It's always good to be more built for when you are injured. You'll heal faster.
And you never know when you have to wade into the thick of it and get down and dirty.
Well, he does have his, what was it you called it? Conference? Looking at his like, big ass thing.
Oh, my commandment.
That was it.
Yes, I've never had a need of physical combat.
Well, there's always times when it could arise.
That is true. Hopefully that will never be the case.
Hopefully. You fool.
Not a character. Not a character.
Kind of like slump back, probably shake the wagon about. Reach into the bag, pull out the eye that we took from the carve.
It's a sizable eye. Bit slimy.
Can I put it next to Eldrith's hand just to see the size of him?
Yeah, probably the same size, maybe slightly bigger.
Decent size. Putting it back in the bag.
It must have been quite a formidable creature you lot fought down there.
It was adequate.
It had a strange obsession with my magics.
Oh. Perhaps it was drawn
In
to
fact,
our arcana.
in fact, it also managed to gobble me up, and frankly, it was an unpleasant experience. A valuable one, but not one I would repeat.
Well, Aimee's teachings say that arcana flows in all of us. It's almost like our second flow of blood in our bodies. So maybe it was just feeding off of your arcana. Maybe that's why it sought an interest to you more than anyone else.
Well, I would agree if not for the fact that it audibly said, what was it? Something along, why do I have her magics? Or her something?
Can I, as he says that, I want to like gauge versus reaction.
Sure, roll me insight. Yeah, as far
And
as
you
you
don't
as far as
know what he was talking about?
Was that directed at Versa or at Eldrith, Doy?
Eldrith. That's
Toast.
all good. Go ahead and do the insight.
4. I don't glean
Doy
shit.
asked you if you had no idea what they were talking about when they said you have her magic.
Oh, yeah, no. No, I have no idea. Not to my knowledge, anyway.
Interesting.
Besides, that's an awfully specific thing to say, isn't it? Her magics. It's as if they were insinuating that my spells were someone else's or had an origin outside of myself, which is correct. but to say that I didn't else in my casting, well, that was just a bit offensive to me.
Suppose all casting is borrowed. It's very few people that make their own spells nowadays. Very few casters that achieve that level of power. Every spell is borrowed for someone who wants great.
How much magic comes from a female source specifically?
That's a good question. He looks to Eldrith because, as far as Verse is aware, he has no idea when it comes to arcane arts.
There's not much, I believe. Unless Arcana is gendered?
I've seen some particularly magical women in my time.
As have I.
Wait,
My
hold
man.
on.
Wait, bro, what he just said.
The weirdest eye-to-eye everyone and anyone expected. Well, perhaps it's worth looking into. Maybe there is someone whose magics you borrowed.
No clue who I borrowed from.
Perhaps, but what does a void sent creature have anything to do with me? Much less my school of magic.
Who's to say? The far beyond is almost incomprehensible to many. And if you say what is true, and this creature is from the far beyond, then... He kind of lets out a sigh and his shoulders drop slightly. Who knows what else could be out there? It's scary enough to think that those creatures can still make it to this plane of existence.
Fascinating, though, isn't it?
Maybe to some.
Imagine what we could replicate if we could just, well, replicate it.
Nothing good,
You wanna-
Eldrith.
You want to make your own flying monster?
No, just imagine if we could just freely tear open the veil between realms. Surely that would make travel easier, ignoring certain logistical problems.
Sounds a bit
Logistical
dramatic
problem
just to get
being-
around.
People have done more for less.
Like
Are
what?
you concerned about what you were inviting in from the other side?
Wait,
Did you say toast?
I couldn't catch Aimee because Discord fucked up and cut me out.
Oh yeah, it did cut you off as well.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
That.
It's
What did you
not
say?
just me, okay.
No,
Oh,
Toast has been doing this for a while. Every now and again, his
Yeah.
mic cuts off for 3 seconds. or
Yeah, I
something.
can see the ping spike from 150 to 300 and back down.
Oh, we
Oh.
love that.
Yeah.
What's my ping at?
The
352.
rest of you are fine. But Aimee said you need to be careful of what you're inviting in.
From the other side, yeah. If you open a rift to God knows where.
Oh, well, that's assuming I can open a rift. I'm far from it.
Maybe let's not open any rifts.
Regardless, whatever comes through will be crushed like what was dealt with today.
Yeah, hopefully we don't go through that again too soon.
Yeah, that was plenty for me. Plenty for me.
I'm good.
Well, if
I'm
I-
good for give me another month.
Well, if I ever do manage to open up a rift, of which I don't think I ever will be, not in the foreseeable future, I'll be sure to pass it by everyone else. And I'll be sure to be very careful of what might or may come through it. No promises, though, Celwydd.
Well, just use that wizardy brain of yours before you do anything, I suppose.
I always do.
Of course.
Except yesterday.
Did a fine good job. You managed to remove the parasite infecting me.
Well, as conversations ensue and more discourse is had, unless anyone has a specific topic they would like to raise with a specific party member or towards versa, then you guys will continue your travel through the Northern Bridge for the rest of this day, rather successfully, as it is a civilized location. Towards the end of the day, you'd be able to see in the distance as this large city begins to once again kind of dwindle into just one or two stalls, and then eventually just an actual wide bridge with nothing on it. And then eventually the large two towers on either side of the bridge to mark the standing point of land again. These statues again represent the same figures that you saw on the other side. Bursa lets out a sigh of relief. Well, journey's long across this bridge, but we've made it to the other side. I believe we camp up today. Once we get past the other side, we'll make it to Dawnstead by tomorrow.
Yippee!
Oh, thank the stars above. I'm glad to leave that place behind.
Me too.
You know, when I heard about this place, and I thought people meet gods, and it sounded like a wonderful place, but it's just like a many-tiered slum with bugs in the basement.
I think perhaps time hasn't been too kind to it.
No, that's true. You know, a great poet once said that time erodes all things.
Oh. Mercer kind of looks slightly intrigued by that, is it? Oh. I've not come across that. But it's very functional. I suggest we make camp here, and you kind of... At this point, you've kind of gone past the edge of the bridge, and back onto firm, muddy land with grass on the sides.
Terra firma.
Yes, with a couple of packs of maybe like sheep or other such creatures that delve on the large plains, and in between some of the distant small forests, you can see some elks and stuff running into the depths beyond. But yeah, you kind of finally arrived at proper ground again on the other side.
Well,
Let me bring you to travel.
yippee!
As we're back within the forests.
Lovely.
Bird? Question mark?
Oh no.
Say again?
Bird?
Bird? Question mark? Are we still being followed?
Yeah, as soon as you start setting up camp roughly just before nightfall, you can start whilst, everyone's helping make the fire and setting their beds out and tents and whatnot. You can have a quick look around, that's no problem, if you want to roll perception.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Perception.
Now the party token on the tactical map should be here. There we go. 2 days of damage. Which brings us to... What date are we on?
We're on the 26th. It'll be the 27th tomorrow.
Was the
Tabriel's first.
Was Tabriel's first today, and it's going to be Tabriel's second tomorrow? Oh, a second.
Tabriel's second. Okay.
I think it's going to be Tabriel's second tomorrow if I open up the calendar.
Well, it says on here the 26th still, so that's when we arrived.
Yeah, and that was... And I moved that to the day, and then you guys rested one day on the bridge. So you're on... So tomorrow will be the second, so I shall move us to the second. Of Tabriel.
Whoa, 27th. Ooh.
Nope.
27th of Tabriel.
Let's not skip that much time.
Oh, where'd the month go? The day glitches upon us. Prepare!
Alright. Makes it the second of Tabriel by tomorrow's standings.
Valorim. Yippee. Yo.
Yeah, as you roll 17, as you have a look around and try to spot any of these weird, intrusive birds that keep spying on you, even with a strong 17 and really keeping your eyes out, yeah, it's either learned from its mistakes and it's being really well hidden all of a sudden, or maybe it's just not following you anymore. Now that you've arrived at another region.
Interesting. I don't know what to make of that.
But yeah, is anyone keeping
Last watch?
tonight,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
are you guys just happy to chill?
I shall
I'm taking that first.
I'll take a second.
once again stand by camp and watch.
Right, so whoever's taking
It's
first
a
watch,
strategy.
roll me a perception.
The Doi stratagem, bro.
The
I've just
toy
been here.
stratagem.
Okay, Eldrith, you
Lower end
find
of
yourself lost, should I say, in your thoughts more than focused. You kind of, for the first few minutes, you were kind of just looking out and looking around, but surrounding you is just large plains of grass and a couple of trees now again. It would be a very odd place for an ambush to happen. You kind of eventually lose interest in keeping an eye out, and then you quickly find yourself buried in your notes and maybe making out some knowledge that you've recently acquired, trying to make head and tail of it.
You know what? What happens if I use the ability for the Star Planetaria, where if I focus for, I think it was 3 minutes, in the sky it'll show the thing that I want to find, or the place was a minute.
Could you put in the text?
Yes, I may. It's this one. It's called Starseer. Dunk. Dunk.
Starseer. I'm that too. I can see
So
stars.
one minute focusing
at
on the
night.
glow and speak the command word to locate a creature, object, or place you're familiar with. Who knows language within 3 miles of you? Okay, well, yeah, if you wish to do so. It says speak the command word to locate a creature, object, or place you're familiar with. What would you like to try and
happens-
find?
What happens if I try and find home?
Probably not.
Home does not seem to be within 3 miles, so as you think of it, the stars kind of shoot out, and as they kind of begin to look for a location that finds for you as you think of home, they kind of just dissipate and shoot off in sporadic locations, like shooting stars.
Damn it. Not something in happen. Consider where I'm from, do I? So. Well, yeah, that's all I really wanted to do. Or try.
Very well. Alright, the second person keeping watch.
Well, that's me. It's me, dog.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll keep
Perception.
watch with Hjarlgron. That'll be fun.
20.
Perception, go.
Okay, so Hjarlgron, as you're kind of happily looking around through the fields and the distant trees, you see a couple of Tritos boars. Maybe now and again you can see one of these woolly beef that kind of are significantly bigger, like bulls basically, but they have the wool of a sheep. They're kind of just
I
going.
remember those from the first campaign.
There you go. You can see plenty of these kind of in herds going around these large fields, but nothing that seems hostile is in your vicinity. Pierce, as you're looking around, you do notice that as you're kind of looking to the distance, a couple behind some trees far off away, you do see the kind of silhouette of a slender man kind of hide amongst the trees and shift amongst the tall grass in the distance. And you see it only not for a quick second before it fades off into the distant forest and grass.
Who collected the pages, guys?
Sorry. They were just
God's sake.
around.
Fucking
I found
cricket
one
sounds
like
suddenly start.
Return the
it
slab.
was just there on the tree, and I'm just like, oh, what's this? Pretty picture. Oh, it says hide or something. Whoopsie.
No.
Didn't think anything of it.
No ghostly-like appearance, just you could tell it was a humanoid, like of maybe roughly around your height. But you couldn't make the details in the darkest of night, but you could see the silhouette going off, away from you guys, like not towards your camp, away from you guys towards the tall grass and a distant kind of small woodland.
Yo, maybe it's your crazy bitch of a fucking assassin friend.
Yeah, can I go track that down, please?
Yeah, of course.
I want to go follow him. Stealthily, of course.
Hjarlgron will not. He will wait to hear a noise.
Oh,
J-
I'm
All
currently
right.
rolling today.
Before he leaves, I'll say, call me if you need me.
Right. I'll expend an energy token and connect with Hjarlgron for how many hour? Oh, whoa! You can select multiple dice to roll now.
Oh,
Whoa,
shit.
hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's not
can.
correct.
You can
It's
Cool,
you
this
can
one.
stack them. So when I
Yeah.
ask for like roll
That's
2d6 or
dope.
whatever, you can just stack them and then roll them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you, Alchemy. You have big schlongs.
Big schlong. Schlong me.
Oh, that's cool. I see.
Cool. But yeah,
So if you want
I'm
to
connected with the Hjarlgron for 3 hours.
do
All right.
2d6.
As you kind of follow and eventually kind of catch up to the figure and begin. The woodland's very small, so it's not like there's a load to do here. You kind of begin looking around. You use the trees to your advantage, a bit of the grass, and you see that Ambrose is trying to hide something behind some large tree and hide it amongst some grass. You can
Oh
see
yeah,
him just
I forgot he does this.
tending to something in the distance.
Oh, whoopsie.
You can't quite see what it is
I
that he's
will-
hiding from here. He hasn't noticed you yet, but he seems to be like putting something behind like a large tree nook with some grass to cover it.
Fucking Eldrith.
I am observing.
Okay.
I'll wait for him to leave.
Yeah. Eventually, he would turn around and kind of like dust himself off, and probably make his way back to camp. I assume, Reece.
Oh yeah, just dusts his hands off. Maybe he washes them off in a stream.
Yep.
Makes his way back to camp.
Doesn't
Let
seem to
me go
notice
see
you with the
what that
26 in
was.
stealth. Alright. As you let him go past and return, you eventually notice that he's gone far enough away. You go up to where he was, hiding something. You turn the corner of the tree, and there seems to be the bloodied body of a sheep leaning up against the tree.
Specifically, I've seen him bite things before. I've seen him bite marks on this
If
creature.
you look past the wall, probably where he could get to flesh, closer to like the nape or maybe the neck of this creature, you could see some bite marks on the neck, and then small, because most of this has been ran dry, but some small trickles of blood coming from the holes.
2 perfect puncture wounds.
Seems like it.
Okay. I will not say anything. No, he shall return to camp.
Very well. After you kind of come like 10 minutes away from where that was, you eventually hear the hound of kind of whistling wind wolves. Probably coming after that. They can probably smell the blood,
Yep.
and they're going to pick that up. But yeah, you'll return to camp. As you can, Hjarlgron, you'll hear the sound of these kind of a whistling howl in the distant woodland. You would have probably, on your journeys through Dawn, see or heard these probably many a nights. I assume probably, in fact, that one of the nights that you did just eventually rest in the Dawn in the wilderness, probably thought to yourself, well, this is going to be some phenomenal creature, attempted to hunt it, and you realized it was kind of like a light-tinted, white and green pelted wolf that they have this kind of ability to camouflage into grass and also kind of slightly hover when needed with the gusts of wind. But they weren't much of a phenomenal creature to you. They're just like any other prey. Or should I say predator?
No, you were right the first time.
Well,
Everything's
yeah,
right for me.
yeah, true. So you hear the wolf whistles, but you're not too bothered with it. You know that it's not too much to be cared for.
I won't go out and hunt, but if it comes close, I'll fucking charge it down.
Yeah, easy enough. Yeah, they seem to have their eyes on something else instead. But yeah, eventually, Pierce would return, and obviously Ambrose would also be there now.
Fast asleep.
Yep, fast asleep, curled up into a ball. Well, probably not, but figuratively.
Yep.
Alright.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, sleeps like on his back with the both hands behind his head and one knee sort of propped up.
He's chilling.
Still has his tinted glasses on over his eyes at night.
He's vibing. He's chilling. Alright, well, since you do not wish to use just mention anything of this, then if anyone doesn't have anything else they would like to do for this night, you would also all noticed, you would have seen this as well in the prior few days of traveling with Versa. Just before sun goes down, before last light, Versa does a couple of prayers with this small kind of Bible-like book, and then as first lights begin to appear, Versa will wake up and again do some sort of prayers and look towards the sun and read out from this
He
Bible.
does the praise the sun salute. From Dark
Does
Souls.
not. Does not. He kneels to the ground and displays the book open with staring towards the sun and saying some prayers, but that's it. But yeah, as the next day arrives and sunlight now, since it's not kind of covered over by the sea fog of Dahlia's Divide, you can now once again see the beautiful sun somehow breaking through the now slowly more winter than autumn clouds that are teetering over the sky. You can still see somehow sunlight begins to pierce through, especially where you guys are. Versa welcomes you all with a good morning and a big smile. Oh, hopefully by the end of today we'll make it to Dawnstead.
Very good.
And you all, just to double check, you all wanted to come along with me to see and learn a bit more of our group?
That, and I do wish to apologize to your sister for striking her,
Oh, of course.
and then strike her again.
Well, I do apologize if today I start to seem a bit nervous.
And what would that be?
Well, coming up to Dawnstead, got some very important things to do, and I do always feel ever so slightly nervous around my siblings. They are far more difficult
Alice?
than I am.
How many siblings do you have?
Just the two. Lucian, the younger brother, and Thera, who you've met, my older sister.
Yes.
Yes.
Talking about them personally.
I'm not sure if both of them will be here today, but
I
yes,
gave them a
definitely.
fucking software update.
Oh.
No,
Can't wait for her to meet the bear patch.
I know that Thera said that she was going to be busy over the next coming days. He says that this month is an important one for preparation.
What are you prepping for?
Sadly, I can't really share that much, friends. You're not part of the Sacred Flame, and it's, you know, insiders only, kind of.
It's a secret club. You gotta be a member to
You
get
secret
in.
club, you could be a secret member of a secret club to get the secret.
I know that I could somehow say that I could swear myself to secrecy, but let's just say Regulus knows and sees everything that happens.
Regulus. Who's that?
Oh, I
Is he
mentioned
just
him
your...
yesterday
That's
or the day
Mr.
before.
R. Are you not keeping up? He sort of slaps him on the back of the head.
No. He's a regular Joe. I know that. Sorry. It's in my notes.
I'm gonna feel
Yes, it is.
no upset in killing you after that joke.
Shut up! Come on!
Yo, Brandon, oh, it's
You
crazy.
give me
it's
all
like-
these names,
it's like
you
that
set
bug.
it up, you don't want me to execute, and then I'm in trouble? Come
Come on.
on!
What do you mean?
Don't-
Regulus is such a standard fucking fantasy name. Hello?
Don't worry, Brandon.
Regulus? I don't know
the bug
about
was on my
that.
neck, reactivates. I kill him.
Well,
Send him.
I am literally being punished for being funny. This sucks.
no one laughed. No one here
yeah.
left. You're not funny. No one left.
DM disinspiration.
No, don't worry. I'll just take no upset in making sure that he's turned into ash.
I'll just silvery bobs him. It's alright.
No!
Yeah. Silver Bob's my spell, bitch. Good luck.
Anyway, no worries. We wouldn't want you getting in trouble.
Thank you. Well, maybe at the end of today you might be part of it.
Is it a painful indoctrination? Or is it like a take communion, drink wine,
We shall
eat
see.
bread type of thing?
No, it's just more of a accepting of the ways and the commandments that we follow. So really it would be done through me if that helps.
Hmm.
Oh, cool. So we get to
And
see what you
then-
did in that.
And then after that, you could tell us what's going on? Because that seems like an awful small limit. Just listen to what I have to say, accept the terms and conditions, and continue.
Remember, Ambrose, read the fine print.
Oh, always read the fine print.
Yeah, accepting the commandments isn't just accepting them, and some religions obviously have their lines and veils and say what they can and shouldn't do to be able to achieve what they want. You know, this one, these commandments are solid and set in stone. You can't go against them or act against them. So it would be changing a lot.
Ambrose is going to hold his hands up. Just so everyone knows, when we get there, if you're all into this, that's fine. I'm not getting involved with any gods. No offense.
I already have one god trying to scout me. I don't need another. But I'm here to listen.
Maybe it'll just be a good place for us to part ways then. He says kind of like, he's a bit upset. He really likes you guys, and he's like, well, if anything, at least we'll just, break ways there. But at least I got you to a place that you wanted to go.
No.
Look at
Pierce is
DO1.
very open-minded. And slap face on the back.
Yes, he does seem quite open to a lot of things. He might be interested.
Well, let's not leave them waiting.
And I'm
Exactly.
curious.
Hmm?
I looked to DO1. I wonder if a robot has ever had divine connection.
That's a good
I
point.
do not need a god.
True. But it would be interesting to see what happens of it.
No.
Understandable.
Well, let's get going. There's plenty to see at Dawnstead, even if it isn't for you guys to meddle with us.
Very well.
Jumps on the cart and, yeah, whenever you're ready, we'll set off.
Let's go, guys.
Very well.
Go, gang!
As the day continues, it is an easy travel. Between Dawnstead and the Novum Bridge, it is quite a quote-unquote sociable path. There are people that walk back and forth that you can see coming from and to. And as you guys travel for majority of this day, now forming in the distance, you can begin to see a village, or maybe close to a city almost, beginning to form in the distance. Dawnstead seems to be built on an upwards hill. At the very top, you can see some sort of, well, from this distance it's hard to make out, but building of grandiose architecture that seems to be at the very pinnacle of this cliffside. And then the rest of the village is built around it, but from here it's hard to make out any details. As you guys arrive closer and closer, I shall move your token over. You can see as dusk slowly arrives and the day changes, you arrive at the welcoming and autumn city of Dawnstead. You can see that Dawnstead is built upon a scaling hillside that has a colossal cathedral at the top of it. Some of you more intellectually inclined probably can tell that initially the cathedral was a place where people would take pilgrimage to, or a sole place of worship away from civilization that allowed the most devout to find their inner peace or hear the Novum gods a long, long time ago. However, over the course of centuries, a small and humble city has been built around it, now seen as one of the holy cities of Kelmont. The large Cathedral of Dawn still remains as the location's main point of interest, but now hundreds, if not thousands, come here every month. The architecture here is crafted from something called stonewood. Those of you legacy to my walls will know what that is. A very rare material that looks like wood and has the weight of wood. However, it has the hardened properties of stone. Buildings and balconies here have even begun growing extra branches with autumn leaves on them from how long they've been rooted here. So stonewood, even once it is crafted and turned into bricks and such, can eventually sprout new branches and life. The city displays an elegant, smooth wooden grey with a cascade of beautiful orange and yellows from the autumn leaves nearby. Oil lamps line the roads and red cloths of curtains and drapes decorate a majority of the buildings, both homes and stores alike. It's a beautiful place, and the colours of interest here seem to be oranges, reds, much like a dawn or a setting sun. And in the distance you can see, with large banners waving in the distant winds, a cathedral of elegant and grandiose construction. People here mind their own business and go about their days. As your cart strolls in, a barn is built on the entryway, and one of the civilians here, a man roughly in his late 50s, walks up to Versa at the front and says, "Oh, back again, Versa. Well, you know the usual. I can keep your horses and your wagon in the stable for a couple of days." Versa looks to him. "Of course. Thanks, Lynn. Here's the gold for the main keep. I don't think I'll be here for very long, but as usual." The stable master seems to nod at him and take one gold piece from Versa. Versa turns to all of you and says, "Carts aren't really allowed into the middle of the city, so we leave them here with the horses. We're gonna have to hop off."
Sure.
Oh man.
Hops off.
fine.
The cart probably like races quite a bit.
Feel like the horses are like, "Oh, thank God."
Those poor horses. Gee.
You just see one of them stand up, put its hoof on its back, like, oh, good God.
But yeah, he escorts the horses and leaves the wagon and the carriage further into what seems to be this like inbuilt archway of a depot almost. And then the veiled city in front of you kind of unravels for you, with people walking around. Taverns and shops line the sides, and always glooming in the distance, this large cathedral. Versa looks to all of you. Well, this is it. City of Dawnstead.
Compared to that last place we were, this is, well, such a marvellous place.
It is. It's arguably one of the most beautiful cities in this entire country. And it's always really pretty at autumn. Well, I'm gonna head over to the Cathedral of Dawn. I'm assuming they'll be waiting there for me.
Should we join you for that, or?
It's entirely up to you. You can come later, come tomorrow, or you can come now.
I mean, do you have like a what day is it today? Do you have like a solemn service, or is it just whenever go down visit?
We're gonna be here for a few days. We got things to do and set up. But this is kind of our main location.
Right.
And I don't want to pressure you all or force you into wanting to come along. So, it's up to you.
Well, I am curious.
Even if it's
We
just
have-
to look at the architecture and such. You know, religious buildings tend to be very beautiful to look at the very least.
We also have come all this way.
Of course.
We should find lodging first, though.
Leave that to you then, I suppose.
I don't think it'll be too difficult to find any lodging.
And, of course, with myself and Celwydd around, it's practically always free, so...
I hope there are music fans here as well.
Oh, very much so. There's a
Everywhere.
It's a high sense of nobility here. I believe he kind of like itches his head as he kind of searches for the name. I believe a woman called Helena Farwood. I think she has a mansion here. She's from a very fancy family. She might be around, and she tends to hold balls. Maybe you can find a time to play some music there if you want to pick up some extra money.
Playing at a ball? I glance over at Ambrose.
Absolutely not.
Why? Are you banned from balls or something?
That's just too big of a deal for me. I think I'm not ready for that kind of stage.
Squint at him. Awfully timid of you, Ambrose.
Well, taverns I can do. Bars and the occasional spa performance for those trying to relax. I can try
Kinda
and
like
provide background music, but not a
lean
ball.
over and get my face very close to his. What's wrong, Ambrose? Scared?
Ooh.
What if I am Hjarlgron? Is there a problem?
I just didn't expect it from you. After all, whenever it comes to performing, you seem to be up to the task.
I like
That's
a
what you can
crowd.
frame.
That would be one.
I don't like to be in service of nobles who might ask for my head if I do a bad job.
To versa, will they do that?
I've only ever spoken to Helena a couple of times. She can be quite cutthroat with her voice and her words, but I don't think they would have you hanged for such a thing. Maybe they would just make sure you don't get to play at any place around here again.
I look back to Ambrose. Well, you're not going to die then, I suppose. And if you get the head person's approval, I think everyone will be clambering for you. Don't you agree?
Nope. Where's the smallest tavern, Versa?
Whoa.
There's a tavern
Well-
called the Autumn Leaf that's quite popular.
Autumn Leaf sounds good. And then we should Autumn Leaf this place afterwards, as soon as we're done here.
Oh, you've only just arrived.
I'm curious to see if they've ever had a performance from the north before.
I very much doubt it. However, she is a bit, well, I was going to say northbound herself, but not really.
Suppose you'll have to introduce us soon.
I don't know if I have the stead. But every now and again she does come around to check up on the cathedral. She speaks with us a couple of times.
Well, let's not waste any more time. Lead the way.
I think she's having some issues currently with her daughter, though.
Wait a second. I understand. Oh. Family issues.
Seems like it.
Her daughter.
Yeah. Honestly, if you stick around here for long enough, I'm assuming you'll meet her.
What, the daughter or the...
Not the daughter, I assume. Helena, like I said, can be quite cutthroat. Bit of a god complex sometimes. Doesn't like to...
And what of her daughter?
She's... looks around to make sure that there's no one hearing. Let's just say she's in her rebellious phase.
Oh.
I look to Ambrose.
What?
Nothing. I look back to Reece.
Sounds dramatic.
She's often found being kicked out of taverns and bars for not being able to keep peace when she becomes a bit, drunk.
Ah.
I like the sound of this person already.
I've never had the pleasure.
Do you know which taverns she frequents?
At this point, anyone willing to take her, I assume.
I see.
Ambrose, I suppose you can probably find them, right?
Taverns?
Both.
I'm not following.
No, you should lead.
One day you will.
Right.
Well, let's not keep your people waiting, I suppose, Versa. And look to the rest. Whoever else is coming, I suppose. Let's not keep them waiting. Otherwise, we'll find you later.
So who's coming?
I'll step forward.
Aye.
Dory walks forward.
I won't leave Hjarlgron to go in there
Why?
by himself, I guess.
I have Doy.
No, I'm saying this out of character. I'm playing out of
Oh.
character.
Uh,
Yeah.
I got Doy, bro. I can throw him.
I mean, you're Doy. I'm just saying.
Straight
Oh, so-
cannonball
okay.
and fucking put a hole in Thera's chest the size of Doy.
Yeah, I mean, true, very true. No, I believe you. I'm just thinking that we
Even
should
if-
have like, I was hoping that we could find lodging and then come up with a plan to like stake these guys out. But it is what it is.
We don't need to stake out the fucking religious.
Well, they're letting us in to look around.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
I mean, I don't know about their secret meeting, Patreon only type stuff.
Yeah, I was
but,
gonna say, like, what about the behind
We
the scenes
need
stuff? I
the
guess.
tier 3 subscription to that.
yeah, why not?
Tier 3 subscription
Yeah,
to
we're
Celwydd,
enough.
so that you can go in.
Yeah.
Eldrith would go. I mean, Toast has said that it's his mum's birthday, so he's not going to be here for the rest of the session. But Eldrith would, I assume, would decide to go to the grandiose castle of gods rather than a pub. So I'm assuming Eldrith will go there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What could go wrong? We just need to look around.
yeah, you guys are on good terms. As far as I'm aware, there's no reason why anything would break out.
Yeah. Not like a fight or anything.
No.
What do you guys think we're gonna do?
No, exactly. That's what I mean. You guys are all on good terms. There's no reason why a fight will break out. You just go, like
Bro, I'm
Comet
gonna
said,
apo-
go and
I'm
have
going to
some.
apologize.
Go and have some views of the tapestries. It's all gonna be fine.
Bro, I'm just going there to apologize.
So, who's not going? I suppose is the better question.
Me.
Ambrose is not going to the cathedral.
I don't believe I'm going.
You don't.
I
need to
will
go.
opt to go now.
Okay.
And then meet at the tavern later.
Very well. Then I suppose if Nathan can make his mind up, we'll see if whether Ambrose is just chilling by himself or with Piers.
I'll go with Ambrose.
Don't say it so begrudgingly.
I didn't.
go with
Otherwise, it'd be
Ambrose.
just like, I'll go with Ambrose. No, I freaking had brain fog for like 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Then Piers and Ambrose will be left to your own devices. The rest of you, make your way up the hillside city of Dawnstead, moving through and shifting through places, seeing large stalls and all of these beautiful places lit up by these oil lamps that stem from the ground. And eventually, in the distance, you can see this giant building with several towers, or that all come to point, lined around these smaller towers that are dotted around it, like the thinner ones rather than the main big one, are like these innumerous amounts of candles that are just swirling each tower, and all of them seem to be kind of designed or designated for different gods of the Novum. It doesn't seem to be a place designed for one specific god as much as a cathedral to the Novum themselves. You can tell that this place is as old, maybe even older than any of the buildings you've seen, but it is kept to an impeccable standard. As you guys get closer and closer to the cathedral, the standard riffraff and the standard kind of city folk kind of dwindle, and eventually you begin to see more of the religious type in robes, wearing kind of these long necklaces of beads with different tapestry of the gods. And eventually you arrive at this giant door made out of stained glass that depicts several different figures in what looks like to be a large war room or a table room. And surrounding this large table are the different aspects of the gods. Versa walks up to the door, turns to you, and takes a deep breath. I'm assuming Thera and Lucian will be inside. So I guess I'll meet you with them, and
Let's not keep them waiting then.
of course, just bear in mind, they sometimes they don't think of what they say, and they have very busy agendas. What I'm trying to
that's
say is,
fine.
if they feel rude, okay.
I'm not fussed. I've dealt with Ambrose.
Fair enough. And he walks behind you. The doors.
What?
He walks behind me.
Behind? He's going to his family.
It's like, no. You go first.
And as you walk in to the Cathedral of Dawn,
Oh shit, that's pretty as fuck.
you are met with, well, very much what Celwydd imagined. A architecture of unrivaled design. Large chandeliers made of brass and gold dangle hundreds of feet from the ceiling down. Candles form the ridges of every overlook and every balcony. Leaving in glistening rays of beautiful light are these elegantly designed pane glass windows, each one of them depicting a different god from the Novum. Some of them depicting the champions of light as well amongst them. One that seems to have been reserved at the very front of the cathedral, leaving in majority of the light, seems to be designed for Aimee and her 6 champions of light, almost representing her value in this world. Your footsteps echo on the marble floors through the entire place, and this place feels peaceful and silent. An ever so gentle kind of sound of choir almost rings through the halls.
Hmm.
Pews line the walls and small chandeliers, like I said, litter the top side, and candelabras take care of the bottom side. In the distance, on top of a large, probably preaching podium, you see two figures. Seem to be caught in some sort of discussion with a couple of other figures that are wearing these black robes with their hands holding over a small flame. But the two people that are speaking directly towards them are wearing white robes with golden and red trims. One of them you remember before. Short, cut, and slick hair, and a visage that almost looks past people. Not looking past them out of worry, but looking past them out of pity and inferiority.
Shit.
And just in case we have forgotten, I will replace her image.
Show me that bad bitch.
She doesn't seem to gaze into people's eyes when she talks. She doesn't seem to elevate her voice or say things with force. She doesn't look at people with arrogance and naivety or hatred. It's genuine 100%, and even without an insight roll, it is just genuine pity. She looks at people and she's upset that they're so inferior to her and her mindset. She just pities them.
Damn.
Next to her
For the same, honestly.
is the
No one's Hjarlgron, so what's
the
the point?
person next to her, taller and much taller than Versa as well, is another pale-skinned figure, orange of eyes, long white gold blonde-like hair, adorned in jewelry of elven make. He also wears trimmed white and red robes with gold.
Oh, I can already tell he's a massive bitch.
However, this one has cut-like facial features, all of them stern, and he looks and speaks with commandment and arrogance and naivety. Every word he says seems to have weight and value to it. Everything he says seems to be so overly determined, and everything the way he moves seems to be planned, and everything is with purpose. Versa looks to them and looks to you guys. Well, there they are. It's Thera and Lucian. Should probably introduce you cordially.
Very well.
He walks up now in front of all of you as you follow behind him. As you walk up, the smaller acolytes that are wearing these black robes turn and scatter, leaving the audience to Thera and Lucian. Hello, brother and sister. I've managed to bring some people who said they were interested in the Sacred Flame. Or they also said that they've met you once. Lucian looks to his older brother. We send you off on a mission, and you come back with a couple. I thought you would have recruited far more. Versa looks a bit defeated by the comment. Thera, on the other hand, doesn't seem to say anything. They say they've met you before, Thera? Thera looks to all of you.
I'll look to Thera.
She says...
And they're awkwardly.
She looks at all of you and she says... I don't recall I've ever seen any one of these.
I was the one who struck you at the keep.
She glances up. Must have escaped my thought. Sorry, I don't really pay much attention to many people.
That is apparent.
But it it's good to see you again, Versa. I believe your journey was safe. Versa looks back and rubs his hands together. Yeah, pretty much. No issues. Versa looks to you guys and looks to them. Yeah, so we are the Sacred Flame. We're working on trying to make this world a better place, right, guys? And Lucian looks and with a stern fall says, very much so. It's been a while since this place has needed fixing. So you're all interested in joining, or are you just here to talk?
I came here on the matter of apologizing to your sister there for striking her, but it seems the matter escaped her and I had no need. But regardless, I apologize nonetheless.
Thera looks to you.
Curiosity as well.
Don't worry, you're forgiven.
And I apologize on behalf of ruining your keep. We had a job there from the board. Takes out that little bounty note.
Oh, you were the nuances that got into the way of that.
Correct.
Well, nay the matter. I'd only put back our plans ever so slightly.
I just want to fucking launch a javelin.
But it seems, and her eyes gaze to Syldia, that Versa's actually brought us a gift. Versa looks confused. What do you mean, sister? That woman, she has what we need in her bag.
Oh no, Syldia came with us. Oh no!
Oh fuck.
Time to go.
Syldia's muted.
Time to go.
Versa, again confused. What? The last brass statue that we need. Hand it over. Your job, and thank you so much
Oh,
for
here we
bringing
go.
it to us.
Hold on, corrections. Chibi's typing the top secret.
Was it just by default?
I just
mean, it
assumed
wasn't
that you would go
actually
and rather to a
like-
pub, but I don't know, you didn't say anything, so I just assumed.
He also did roll call for who isn't going.
Yeah.
Did we miss that?
I said who is going and who isn't, and no one said anything, so.
Oof.
Dodgy connection.
Oh, it's because we didn't hear it. 'Cause
He's in a car.
he's in a car.
Oh.
Well, I can. It's hard to say because obviously, no, you wouldn't come. Well, fair enough. I'm assuming Syldia would be wise enough maybe to not come with it if they're going directly to these two.
Chibi, would Syldia be coming with Ambrose and Pierce to look for an inn to stay?
A pub.
A pub.
We'll go straight to the cathedral.
Have a nice pint.
Are you handing over, or are you handing over the statue?
She's looking for tea.
Fucking won't even
God
join
damn
in,
it.
I respect that.
Very well. Then I shall retcon it.
Retcon.
rewind.
So she can sense the item, but from what distance?
Is the key.
Well, she doesn't seem to make a comment of the brass statue being anywhere near her now, so keep that as you will.
Okay.
All right.
We shall not miss a game, but
This is the most beautiful forest I have ever seen.
Versa laughs, and then as his brother looks to him, Versa cuts his laugh. It's not a forest, I suppose, Doy. It's a cathedral.
It is made of wood. Living
True.
wood. It is a forest.
Blood's spitting right now.
True.
True. Lucian, who looks a bit annoyed, says, simple-minded folk will never see past it.
You don't understand what a tree is.
Love how this is the argument they're having.
Thera turns around and kind of just looks towards the pane glass windows and doesn't pay heed too much to the conversation. Lucian, on the other hand, seems to be the driving force and looks to the rest of you and says, "So, my brother's brought you all. Will he be aiding us in our journey?"
I'm curious what it entails.
Bringing peace. Making sure that nothing bad ever happens again. Making sure that Solon's light can protect all of us at all times.
I'll look to those who've joined me.
Peace does sound good.
What makes Solon better at protecting the people than any other god?
He listens. The last time a god ever actually put forth any effort to make a change into this world was Aimee, and she saved all of us. And since she died, I feel like perhaps the gods no longer care. Too many things happen in this world. Starvation, hunger for the many, death, war. It all needs to come to an end. Solon promises he can.
As long as there is life, there will always be hunger, suffering, and death. That is unavoidable.
You have yet to
That
be
is true.
enlightened, friend. You can still be changed. Solon can show you the truth of that. Under his light, under an eternal sun, he can always look after us.
I do not want to live a life under a god with no pain.
That's okay. People will make their choices. That is why the day of judgment will come.
Day of Judgment?
Those who can't see the only future that is left, they'll be left to their own devices. If you do not accept to follow in Solon's light, as he brings protection to all of us, then you might as well be our enemy.
Yeesh. Well,
To be against our
Strange
ways
thing.
suggests that you are against peace, and therefore an enemy.
I think the common person is all for peace and helping to protect people, but the thought of nothing bad ever happening in the world again just seems unrealistic.
Bad things are what makes life special.
Listen, you've brought us twisted and broken folk, especially that one. He points at Dave.
Uh-oh.
How dare you? How did you know?
That's when you know he's angry. That's when you know he's angry.
But
That was personal.
perhaps they can be shown. Mercer looks down. Either way, our job remains the same, person. If they wish to join us, then you must give them the commandments. However, if you do not wish for a world of peace, then join the rest of the masses. are in a very busy time. Borrowed time. A very important date is upon us, and a prophecy must come true. So you can either help us towards it, or you're wasting our breath.
Well, I only came to apologize to Thera and my job is done. Plus, I'm already trying to be scouted by one god already. I don't need another.
Very well.
Sorry for wasting your time. Gives a nod.
Looks to the rest of them. Versa kind of looks at you guys and looks back. We really are trying to help here. I hope.
Ooh, ooh! Is that dense? Is that... Ooh. Ooh.
Is that a sliver of a
It
doubt I hear?
Exactly, is that
Lucian,
doubt I said?
Lucian looks to his brother. You doubt? Versa kind of holds his breath. No, it's a slip of the tongue, brother. We'll see how Thera holds to it. Well, these allies that you've made, whatever they may be, they don't seem to be worth our time in terms of dispatching them. The Day of Judgment will anyway.
You have been spared.
I'm curious.
Fuck
It's
off.
Day of Judgment. When is it upon us? If I can be so bold to ask,
You can't.
then I will not.
Just know that a day soon will come. A Solon's place amongst the noble will be rightfully taken. The eternal sun will take place above us, and its light will burn all of those who did not believe.
Very well. I've been burned before. It can try again.
Sheesh.
Are you mocking our god?
I'm
Uh-oh.
mocking no one. I will not fall easily.
You're naive. You're nothing in the verse of a god.
Maybe so. But one thing remains. If there is a will, there is a way. Everyone will survive something, regardless of how large scale. No matter how small population remains, some will remain.
The lies that humanity tells themselves are bold. I begin to see your sight of pity, sister. She doesn't reply. They really are lost.
Regardless of this land or not, nothing enters the north.
Even sunlight reaches the north, friend.
Barely. And not for long. The nights there are much longer than the day.
Lucian looks to the rest of you. You may be allowed to enjoy the rest of this cathedral, as it is a common place, as it has been for centuries, if not thousands of years. Now, play along. And he just kind of wafts you away with his hand.
Very well. Take care of your endeavor of cleansing the world, I suppose. I'll look to Versa. Thank you for allowing me to apologize. Futile as it may be.
Versa looks like disappointed. Yeah. Maybe I can... And then Lucian says in a bit of a higher stern voice, Versa, that's enough. Versa quiets down. Bye. He looks down as he says goodbye to you guys.
And before we go, no, we'll meet again. Like I said, we'll survive. And just give a smile to Versa.
Kind of bears his mouth. It seems like he wants to, but he's reluctant to show facial expression.
Take care, friend. I can pat him on the back.
He just kind of stands there.
As Celwydd goes to leave as well, she just stops and gives him a bit of a sympathetic look. I feel bad for him now. I haven't known many, but I'd say you're a good missionary. This just... She gestures around at the cathedral. It's not for us, that's all. And she goes to follow Hjarlgron out.
You can see him really wanting to, say something, but he's, really just holding himself.
Alright, if we're all doing passing things as we leave. As Doy leaves, he's just gonna say, if you seek a life without pain or suffering, all you seek is death.
Oh! Holy shit!
Is that loud?
Where did that come from?
Lucian looks at you kind of disgusted. Your words are insulting. Get out of my sight before I change my mind.
Heading out.
Yeah, begin to walk away. Just say back turned as we're walking. You can always make your own decision, Versa.
He gulps as Thera, her eyes glance over Versa, and you can literally see him afraid because of those words that have just been spoken.
Oh god, you're throwing him under the bus.
He gulps. And at this point, he was looking towards all of you guys, but then he just looks directly at the ground and he just sits there.
Lucian mentioned Thera, right? Earlier. Kind of her little thingy to the rest of the people.
Yeah, the fact that she always has this view of pity on people.
He'll then, still walking away, saying, the same goes to you, Thera.
You hear, suck through her teeth and kind of, clasp. You hear let out a breath of sigh, and she looks back to the pane glass windows. As you guys leave the cathedral, you see some kind of form of light flash behind the windows as the door closes. And you can just hear a faint but sounding grunt, as if someone was kind of struck.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
Yo, can we make Versa a oathbreaker, please?
We
Dude didn't
adopt him.
deserve it. Can we adopt him? I mean, he is cool.
I looked at Doy and Gareth. I can tell you now. When this day comes, one of those will be on our side.
You think?
More than sure.
That's if they don't kill him first.
They won't. They need him.
Hmm.
It's too bad, or it is unfortunate he was born into a bad family.
Indeed. It's a shame we can't go in there and storm the place. Being as almighty as they are, I know when to hold them and I know when to fold them. I think that's the saying, right?
Yes.
He's definitely gambled before.
I won't call it gambling, it's more so.
I think he's talking about people's spines.
I mean.
I mean, where's the lie? Yeah.
Yeah, looked at Eldrith earlier. That could have gone a whole different way.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's head back into the streets of Dawnstead.
I suppose we're looking for a tavern, aren't we
Sometimes.
now?
It is rather late, yes. The rest of you said that you were looking for a tavern. Are you going to go for the autumn leaf like they mentioned, or are you going to just...
Yes, we'll go for the autumn leaf. Before anything, though, in the streets, I'm going to look for, is there like any side streets or nearby alleyways?
Yeah, there's loads of them. Plenty.
I'm going to very quickly indicate Pierce this way and grab him by the shoulder and lead him over until...
Whoa.
All right. And I'm going to like look around very quickly, make sure no one's here, and sort of just like hold him by the shoulders, put his back against a wall, and just stand there with my arms crossed, studying his face. Stay very still, Pierce.
Why?
Just give me a moment. When was your birthday,
Okay.
Pierce?
Nixel's 10th. Why?
Excel's 10th, got it. And very quickly write something down in his journal. All right. Just double check around. Is there anybody that's currently like in this alleyway?
There'd be a couple of people that are like walking past, but only one every now and again, so one could like walk past and then
Yep.
you'd have
As
time.
soon as there's no one like immediately, I'm going to cast Disguise Self. And I'm going to take on the appearance of Pierce. However, with slightly longer ruffled hair to his shoulders, less scarring on the face, and slightly paler skin.
Okay.
Okay. And what's happening right now?
Pierce, as far as anyone is concerned, I am now your twin brother.
You're scared of that lady, aren't you?
You could say that, perhaps. My name is Slash now, and we're twins.
Yeah, from Guns N' Roses?
my god.
Slash and Pierce.
Oh, sick.
10 out of fucking
Love
10. How long have you been waiting to do that, Reece?
Well, for like however long you guys have been in the cathedral.
That's beautiful.
I want to call my kids Pierce and Slash.
It's a rogue family. It would make sense.
What's the third son's name, huh? Patricide?
I will
Spike.
also take
No.
on like a similar style of like dark armor and leathers and stuff. I am now called
So-
Slash. I am your twin brother. All right. If anyone asks, you were born 5 minutes before.
Right. Am I gonna get the story later then?
Let's just find a tavern, this autumn leaf place, and get ourselves a room, and I can explain to you in there.
Are we talking like an ex-girlfriend situation? What's happening? Because this
Would
whole
you like-
situation, I'm telling you now, this seems very ex-girlfriend-esque.
Would you like the short version?
Yes.
She's very mad at me, and perhaps quite jealous to the point of probably wanting to kill me because her partner was more interested in me than he was in her.
Yeah, okay, no, I need more story than that. Let's go find the tavern.
That is all the story you need. Let's just go. And I'm very quickly going to walk along with him, put on like the sort of cold face that, you know, like sort of I don't give a shit, shrug off everything kind of face that Pierce usually has. And we're going to look for this autumn leaf. Perhaps stop someone. Excuse me, do you know where the Autumn Leaf Tavern is?
Oh, something like that.
They would. I don't sound like that. Yeah, the guy would be able to point you in the direction of it quite easily.
Perfect. This way, brother. We're gonna march our way over.
Amazing. All right, you make your way through. You make your way through the streets, and yeah, it wouldn't take long for you guys to find this building that's almost like circular, and then in the center of this circle, this huge sprouting stonewood tree is coming out from the middle, and this humongous autumn tree just grows out from the top of this building. And then at the front on this kind of like hanging sign, it says the Autumn Leaf. People are making their way in and out of it. Seems to be popular enough.
All right. Inwards we go.
In we go. the two brothers.
Two brothers.
It's called Two Brothers.
Oh, two. Oh, man.
Sorry, I was waiting the whole time for that.
Great.
Let me just get up the notes.
As soon as you like asked me for the birthday too, I was like, "What's this about? We like having another RP moment, or what's happening?" Wild.
Brandon's fucking struggling.
Yeah, while Brandon's loading,
just
Nathan,
getting
does
my,
Pierce have other siblings?
No.
Did
He
he?
does now.
Yeah, he does now.
He's got. So we've got Pierce. He's probably the eldest. We got Slash, Shred. I like Shred. That's awesome.
Bludgeon.
Puncture. PS puncture. You know?
Puncture. I like Spike.
And
what else
magical for
we've
the
got?
purpose of overcoming resistances.
That one's a bit of an outcast.
Shortened often to Madge.
We've got who else do we have? We've got
Force damage.
Force damage. His name is we call him Anakin for fun.
Alright.
Oh no.
Alright, you wander into the Autumn Leaf. Inside, like I said, it's a kind of circular dome-like building. The rooms seem to be poised on the top floor, with balconies that overlook the center, and this tree seems to be the kind of pivotal main place. You can see the trunk and the base of this tree at the very ground floor, and it opens up and goes through the ceiling. And everything is kind of like built around this large stonewood tree. There's loads of people here enjoying their time, enjoying their drinks. At the bar, there's a halfling of messy, curly brown hair. He wears these kind of loose cloth clothes with this kind of like barkeep apron. And he seems to be conversing really well with the patrons. There seems to be a good like bond between patron and owner. He seems to be quite boisterous. And there's other like waiters and stuff that are going around and doing things. But yeah, this is the quaint, nice tavern.
Any sign of a particularly drunk woman with any resemblance to her mother?
Roll me perception.
A mother?
Yeah,
A
remember
mother
the guy
or a
said
motherfucker? Or what's up?
the guy said that Elena Farwood had a daughter that was known for going around being drunk in the taverns.
Okay.
12.
Looking around here, there doesn't seem to be anyone that suits that description as of yet.
Good.
So who are we looking out for?
If you recall, brother, the lady of this town has a very disorderly daughter. Just keeping our eyes peeled. And then
Right.
I will approach the bar.
You met with Kellen, like I said, the halfling barkeeper. He looks to
Good
you,
day.
and he seems really happy. He seems to intrude in conversation as soon as you walk up to him. What can I get for you then? I mean, hopefully you're staying for the night. I can only imagine you've been wanderers for a while.
Absolutely,
forward.
myself and my brother here. We want to get some rooms, and also for our adventuring party too.
Does that sound like that?
Where are you traveling from, and how many with?
There's 7 of us in total. We're from kind of all over the place.
Looks to Pierce. You really
No.
are spitting images of each other, aren't you?
Yeah, twins.
Your voices are quite different. Did you grow up apart? You sound like you're from completely different countries.
Yes, I was sent away as a child to study.
That would put into perspective the Lingard accent. You traveling far?
A little. As you can tell, Pierce here, he's the one that deals with all the the violent things, the skirmishes.
Nope, somebody's entering.
I just read books.
Interesting. Oh, I've never seen a Lingardian before. They don't travel this far up north. Good to have
Well, we were unfortunately born in Visalia, so
Oh,
not good. But I didn't live there for most of my life, so no love lost.
that's rough, buddy.
Nah,
Thanks.
just waves it off casually.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry for it. But now you're in a much better place in the autumn leaf. Can I perhaps interest you as well as some rooms and some maple ale?
Sounds great. We'll take 2.
Maple ale.
Straight from the tree itself. And he
Hold
points
on,
to the
hold on.
tree in the middle, and you can see these tree taps that are dotted all around the tree.
So, wait, are we drinking straight maple, or do you mix it with something?
Well, I mix it with something, but that's the base of it. Anyway, for the rooms, if you're paying for 7 of them, 7 different rooms, that would be 7 gold pieces. I'll shove in the drinks for free, and he kind of gives you a nudge with his shoulder.
7 gold.
1 gold per room.
Outrageous.
Fancy staying around here.
Ah, that does make sense. That is why we came. Beautiful city. I'm gonna hand over the coin.
Walks over to the tree, and this kind of syrupy-like maple opens up from the tree taps, and it gives like a maybe 1 or 2 inch base cover to the tankard, and then he goes back to his behind the bar, and then this kind of typical, almost amberish liquid pours out in a much more colder fashion, and he mixes them together, and he passes them over. There you go, that should keep you warm.
Coming to the winter, definitely.
Very excited. Only another month to go.
Right. Bottoms up.
And do it.
Cheers. And we'll dink the tankard to him.
Yep.
It's a very kind of sweet and aromatic flavor. But the most interesting part is how quickly it begins to kind of like warm your throat and your stomach. You can kind of like feel it gulping down, and you can feel this kind of like warmth in your core. It's very strong. The alcoholic side of it is very strong. You can get drunk off of these very quickly.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Oh, it keeps them coming back. Keeps certain people coming back, that's for sure.
Stops people from leaving, probably. How can you get up? People go by bed too, on the floor.
Most likely. Some people develop a tolerance to it.
Mm.
You said most people coming back. That tone, you don't like someone in particular?
Nah, no, I like everyone that walks into this place. Some people just cause a bit of a headache every now and again.
Fun.
Sure nobody's that bad.
Nah, not that bad. Don't you worry. I'm sure she'll be turning up soon.
Excellent.
And speaking of which, through the door.
Very vague. Would you mind if we take those keys just so I can go upstairs and drop off a few of my things?
Oh, of course, here you go. They are these kind of like proper, old-fashioned keys. He hands you the 7.
Thank you, brother, and passes him the rest of the keys and just takes one.
Well, right.
You've got
Thanks.
deeper pockets than me.
Sure do.
Pleasure talking to you, and just sort of walks away, indicating for Pierce, like, come on, come with.
I'll give a wave to the barkeep.
Cullen waves back. with a
Sorry,
big smile.
he's a little bit nervous. Yeah, sorry, he's a little bit nervous whenever we walk into new places.
Don't worry about it. No stress. Give him that liquid courage and he'll sure come around.
Oh yeah. Yo.
Going to head up to a room.
I shall follow him to room.
Okay.
All right. Inside, I will obviously allow Pierce to come in if he's following.
Mm-hmm.
I will lock the door behind us. I will pull out from my pack a disguise kit and a much dirtier sort of costume with like black traveling cloak and some commoner sort of garb.
All
And-
right.
Well, I can't keep casting magic all the time, Pierce. Doesn't last too long. Won't work all day. So I need something more permanent, you see? And he sort of starts setting out a disguise kit with some hair dye and some like sort of
Oh, good God.
sort of
Oh,
makeups
jeez.
for like injuries and stuff. I just what I have going on here is it's pretty similar. So I kept the right hair, just changed the color. So all I need to do, and he starts like getting some hair dye like dark and starts dabbing it on his hair.
So
And then, of course, put away my very fancy, noticeable clothes and folds them into his bag.
all right. So running it back, you're avoiding this woman.
Lady Helena Farwood, yes, of course.
Lady Helena Farwood.
Or
So,
whatever she calls herself.
nobility.
Yes.
So you boned her brother.
What?
Is this what
Partner.
is partner, brother,
No,
not
no,
brother?
no,
partner?
no,
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 no, shut up!
What
Shut
you do in
up!
your time
I'm
is
talking.
good for you, Nathan,
I'm-
but
Shut up. Okay, you
Shut
banged
up.
your partner.
Not quite, no, but he had the eye for me and she did not appreciate it, and that is pretty deserving of severing my head from the rest of my beautiful body.
Was this a case of you magically inclined that?
I did not necessarily cause it, although I did not. What would be the word? I did not push away such approaches.
Were you dating Lady at the time?
Gods, no. Jesus, Aimee, bless you.
So
Gods, no.
What's
no.
what's the relationship here? What am I getting myself stuck into?
Well, as long as look, well, to be fair, since that occurred, I changed my look considerably. You know,
Right.
and it's just that my face may still be somewhat recognizable if I'm too open and flamboyant.
How long
my
ago
name-
was this incident?
Couple of decades, maybe.
Decades. Okay.
What? I take care of my skin.
But go on, your name.
My name shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. It's not really my name, so.
Ambrose is not your name.
Well, it is now. It's basically become my name. I haven't really used my proper one for a good while, so we might as well just forget that.
So is this Ambrose is like an alias, or?
It's me now.
Right. Well, if you want to start avoiding people, go right ahead. I have
Look,
no say.
as long as nobody knows that it's she would maybe be the only person that would recognize me if I was too careless, but in this disguise as your twin brother, it should be fine, and my name I don't think will matter. So, and as he's sort of like doing all this underneath the disguise self, this is going to drop the disguise self with his hair dyed. He's going to put like a fake scar on like the side of his neck, and we'll take off his glasses for probably the first time in the entire trip.
Can you see without your glasses?
Oh yes, I just prefer to have them on. It's very fashionable. Everyone will be wearing them soon. That, and I
Right.
have really sensitive eyes, so the sun, not great.
Right.
I suppose, Pierce, you would also see properly. His eyes are an amber color.
Amber. Interesting.
But aside from that, I have
Okay.
attempted to piece together a disguise that is,
I think.
yeah.
you
So
can
my
roll
hair
a
is dyed
disguise
dark.
check, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah.
I am proficient. I don't really know what it uses.
To
Deception,
the
I would say.
internet.
I would say that uses deception, personally. But yeah.
It is intelligence. If you have proficiency in disguise kit, having one allows you to add your proficiency bonus.
And
Sweet.
my intelligence. Alright, so it's cool. Yeah.
Cash
Very well.
money.
Very well.
So it says
15, yes. The
15.
disguise looks pretty fucking convincing. Someone would have to be able to
Mhm.
roll an insight higher and specifically be staring at you and looking at you to be able to crack it.
your eyes are the
Good.
dead giveaway.
Yes, I'm putting on like the commoner sort of garbs with the dark cloak on, tucking my necklace underneath the clothes, so there's like basically nothing remarkable or shiny or fancy looking.
Drab.
I look like a paler, slightly longer hair, dark version of Pierce with amber eyes.
Well, now what?
Now I think we can continue as normal.
Nothing about this is normal.
Alright. The rest of the party, you guys would eventually also join in them in the autumn leaf and be able to join them up. As you all gather here. The oddity would be, since I'm guessing after the disguises you guys will return downstairs.
Yep.
The oddity would be that as you join Pierce, you're also joined by Pierce's twin brother. Who's also similar faced to Ambrose.
Yeah, I'll just. You know what? You know what I feel like Ambrose would accidentally do? Get all this disguise perfect. Leave the sunglasses on.
No, he did say
No, he took them off. Yeah.
I could just genuinely imagine that. It's a perfect disguise in every way. Unfucking recognizable. Just leaves the glasses on. It's like,
Yeah.
need them.
Oh yeah, you would join them up.
I'm looking at the PSs.
Yeah, as I like sit down in front of Piers, I go to like open my mouth to say about what we've done and just squint. Ambrose, is that you?
It leans in a bit. And, yes, it's me, Ambrose. I'm wearing a disguise.
Who are you hiding from?
I think
So
the
this is
lady
my
we talked
brother
about earlier.
Slash.
Okay, let's keep our voices down. For
Hjarlgron does
all-
not know how to keep his voice down, I want you to
for
know,
all
so I'm very sorry.
purposes, my name currently is Slash. I am Pierce's twin brother, and in quotation marks with his fingers. And I'm just avoiding the certain eyes of Lady Farwood, whose partner may have had a romantic interest in me in the past. Gives them all a thumbs up and a cheesy smile.
Ah,
Okay.
so you're getting what you deserve if she comes round, I assume.
No, I did not encourage such behaviors.
Yeah, you partook in it.
No, I just didn't decline.
Then you partook in it.
Well, I didn't bang him, if that's what you mean.
I don't know, Ambrose, it's you.
So it's just
Good
a
point.
case of jealousy?
Oh, incredibly, she's a very, very jealous woman.
Ah, scary.
Well,
Anyway,
Slash, why don't you go buy me a drink?
Oh.
Oh, of course.
here's your room key.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
I don't sound anything like that. Here's your room key, and I believe with the room
Oh.
key you get a free drink anyway.
We spent years apart, remember? Just walks away.
So I'll hand everyone their room key, and of course with the room key, free drink. Hooray.
Woo! I'll go get my drink.
You get your drink.
Can
I look to
Doy
the
handle
barkeeper who
syrup?
hands it me.
Say again,
What's
sorry.
this?
Joy doesn't have a mouth.
I'll take
Oh.
Doy's.
To be fair,
Take
you're gonna need
whoever's
two. so-
doesn't drink.
Nice.
just
Extra
wait for everybody
beverages.
to sit down at the table again.
Yeah.
I'm just like, look at
So-
the party. What is this drink?
It's pretty
It's
good,
very sweet.
honestly. It's maple.
Ah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So see that tap on the wall? Well, it's actually plugged into the tree itself. They take a good lot of that, mix it with some alcohol, and Bob's your Uncle Jane to your aunt. Pretty good.
Hmm. I see. Take mine, the other ones, and whoever else isn't drinking, I'll just all in one. It's probably a small, a very small amount
You can.
to my guy. bit sticky.
You need to mix it more.
Like, do we have anything that can mix it, that can fit in my hand?
Sloshing it.
Yeah, very true.
He just puts it in his mouth and sloshes it in his mouth. It's too much trouble.
Yeah, that works.
That's better. Sweet. Now I want something savory. I go up and order some meat.
Yeah, you can have a feast platter for 3 silver pieces, which would serve a table. Or you can have
It's
like
just gonna serve me.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you the 3 silver because I have 7. I have 7 silver remaining. Now I have 4. Woo! Just sits down with the platter and fucking grabs a handful and stuffs it in.
That's it. You can enjoy some nice cooked meat. Yeah, as you're all sat down, any conversations then ensue?
I'll take a big gulp of my drink and put my flagon down and just say, so, the sun people are insane.
The sun people.
Oh, Sun
Yeah.
People? Couldn't guess by the name.
I love it.
It's worse than we thought. Versa is an angel compared to those other people.
They seem
Oh.
very unwise and afraid of life.
Afraid in what way?
They want to erase all negativity and pain and suffering from the world, and apparently if you don't agree, you're an enemy, and you're gonna get promoted by Solon.
And there is a certain
is
day
that
coming
all?
up, apparently, that upon this day will be the judgment day of Solon, and all who do not worship him will perish.
Either
pretty
way,
Is that
it will
the-
happen. Either way, it will happen or it won't, apparently, so we should not worry about it.
Regardless of if it happens,
Is that this?
nothing will change our fate. It will be fine.
Is that this Dave Glynch coming up? They're referencing, or
I'm not
They
too
would
sure.
not
It
tell
must be.
us.
But they were pretty
Mm.
secretive about the day. We're not special enough to know, but that would be my guess.
They loved talking about their secret, but not saying it.
Yes.
assholes?
Well, regardless, if anything's going to come from this, Versa's probably going to be about on our side by the end of it all.
Okay.
He has doubts. And to be
Naturally.
fair, I think Thera has some remaining feelings for those around. So there's even a potential that that crazy one might be a part of it as well, with us.
I
Though,
wouldn't bet on it yet, but
yes, I wouldn't bet on it. At least not not until we win over Versa, which shouldn't be too hard, considering everything. But that was the gist of it.
yeah, they have some
Fun.
concerning beliefs. That's all I can say. But a beautiful cathedral.
I have to
Yes.
say, from the architecture of these lands, might be the best thing I've seen so far.
This is the best city I have ever seen. It is
doubt
magnificent
this-
and full of life.
Not for long, because when that day comes, everything's
Yeah.
dead. Woo!
Fucking Solon followers be like.
Oh god.
Well, while we're sitting here the whole time, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for this individual drunk.
Yeah, can I like also spy for this thing?
I will be kicking up a fuss to the point where I want to attract attention from Nana's mom.
No, you're purposely wanting to garner attention.
Yes. Well, after this conversation's done. Not with the conversation, after it's done.
Okay.
I'm just going to spend the remaining 4 silver on drinks for myself. However many that gets me.
It's 1 silver per drink, so.
I get 4. Oh no!
Ambrose,
Oh my God.
As you can see nothing.
Wait, was Pierce helping me, or are you rolling separately, Pierce? What's going on?
Yeah, I shall also keep my eyes out for this lady.
Oof.
You did say. Oh dear.
Why Pierce gone?
I did say.
It must be the
My
drinks.
perception, it
Must be the
all
drinks,
lags.
yeah.
You've had too much
Gee!
maple.
Honestly, it must be the drinks.
Not enough syrup.
How hard could we just
Right.
put a drunken woman shouting?
Exactly.
I want to be a drunk. No, I just some lady. I just not a fan of.
Once your current, I suppose, conversation is finished, unless you have something else that you'd like to discuss, such as what to do or anything else.
You.
Okay. Then, within the next couple of hours, regardless of your atrocious perception checks, banging through the door would be a loud voice. As the doors swing open with a kick, and some of the patrons go, "Oh, fuck's sake." You see some of them put their hands in their face. You see the barkeep take a breath and kind of like muster himself. And a woman walks through the door. Roughly 5'4", so quite the short woman. Human in nature, as far as you can tell, with long, pretty much almost red, like this mix between almost ginger but mainly red hair. Walks in with very clear, severe drinking problems. As you wander in, you notice that she has this very boisterous manner about her. She seems to be quite rearing for any sort of encounters or fights with anyone. She seems to be quite confrontational with people that seem to be, annoyed, and masculine with her register and her tone. She wears a white tabard and a black and brown leather armor. Underneath that is reinforced with some chainmail, and the pauldrons and waists are also set up with some sort of golden plating. Her eyes have prevalent dark circles under them with a lack of rest. And as she bangs through the door with her shoulder and she holds onto the side, "Alright, where's my next drink then?" Then she kind of hiccups and she stumbles towards the barkeep. "Come on, Ken, I know you got some of the good stuff behind the bar, or should I just be drinking under the tap again?" And Gillen's like, No, I would rather you didn't go up to the tree and start sucking it again, please, lass.
I'm gonna lead. Keep talking. Sorry.
Oh no, go.
While this conversation's happening, then I'm gonna lean over to Amber and be just like, "Is that her?"
Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, I mean, yeah, checks out. Has red hair, sure. Ambrose is going to nod, and then to Pierce. All right, time to play with fire, I think.
Right.
Cracks his fingers. He's
What
going to.
are you doing?
Just, I got this, brother. Don't worry about this at all.
I don't like where this is going.
Stands up and will march over to the bar and pop down a There's been one silver piece so far, right, for drinks?
Yep.
We'll pop down 3 silver pieces. And we'll say, those ones are on me.
Oh, as if as in paying for her, basically.
Paying for her next 3 drinks, essentially.
She looks over to you, and you can see her eyes are a bit glazed, and you can see, like, even from this point now, the dark circles around her eyes and the drag on them is quite brutal. Like, she must be lacking rest. And she looks at you. Who said I fucking needed your help? I don't need your charity. And she grabs one and drinks one.
Oh, well then I suppose I'll just take the other 2 back then, shall I? And I give her a challenging smile.
Whoa. Kind of like she puts her hand up to you and pushes you slightly. No. You've given them to me. But I still don't want them. And she brings him closer towards her.
Of course not.
And she starts drinking from the second one. In the meantime, Hjarlgron, who's just finished a drink, throws his tankard behind him, seemingly with the purpose of riling her up. As the tankard clashes against her side, she hiccups and looks to the side. She looks around. This poor guy that sat next to her, this poor geezer, looks up to her. Oh, I didn't do it. That's what they all say. And punches him across the face, swinging his jaw to the side as, like, the guy just flops onto the ground. Cold but knocked out. I know how you think of me.
Ooh.
I know what you all think of me. Well, I don't need no drinks being thrown at me. She looks over to Slash, who's now next to him.
Finish another
I
drink.
think that
Happens
was-
again.
I think that was pretty well handled.
I'd say so.
Name's Slash, by the way. And holds out his hand.
She looks around the room. Autumn. And she hands out her hand.
Insight check.
Go for it. Yeah, that's not her name.
Come on now, we both know that anyone with a reputation like yours shouldn't lie about their name.
Oh, is it? Oh, I don't have any fucking reason to tell you my name.
I'm sure I could just ask our good friend over here. And just looks at the barkeep.
Oh, yeah, go
Kellen.
for it. And she looks at him. Kellen looks at you. Oh, yeah, her name's Autumn. Mm-hmm. Yep. Always has been. See.
Well, if
You just hear from the back. It's not good to lie.
well, if I'm going to put a name to a face of the woman that challenges the drunkards of the city, then I would rather have the right one. That's all.
I don't think it's that
He's
important.
digging himself. He's digging himself a ditch.
If I'm honest, I don't think it's that important, is
stuff
it?
in it.
For you to know my name. Last time I checked,
All right.
I don't really owe you anything.
3 drinks, I think.
No, you bought those for me out of the kindness of your heart.
Then I
Kindness
did.
given, kindness not repaid. Take everything you can, give nothing back.
Oh, it's all right. My name's not really Slash anyway. And he sort of leans back against the bar, folds his arms.
Ooh, mysterious type.
Maybe.
You can hear a kind of snort, gargle a bit, and she spits into the tankard that's next to her.
Oh, lovely.
So, what brings a lying scoundrel like yourself up to being interested in talking to me?
Oh, well, I just thought that perhaps someone as rugged as yourself might like a little bit of a change, a little breath of fresh air, and for a once receive a compliment. But apparently that's not your style.
I don't need anyone's compliments.
See, I used to think that, and I was quite lonely. All out in the world without my brother.
Well, there's more of you.
Nods over to Piers.
Look, there's a whole bunch of you bastards. And she brings walking over to your table. She slays slightly, falls onto the tree. Looks at the tap.
Hey, how you doing?
Looks at the tap. Opens the tap, puts her mouth under it, begins to drink some. Closes the tap, wipes her mouth. So, you lot then?
That seems a bit unhygienic.
Looks you up and down. You're unhygienic.
Coming
Got
from
him.
the one that stinks of piss.
Oh, is that what it is? She smells herself. I was wondering what
Just
smell
very,
was.
very quickly, as well, she's not here, gonna turn to Kellen. What's her name then?
Respect that.
Helen looks to you. As far as I'm aware, mate, her name's Autumn. But I don't want any other business.
Slides 2 gold onto the counter.
Oh shit.
Slides it back in a worry.
Holy shit. So you know it's well.
This man is fearing.
So what brings you around here?
Drink, mainly.
And what brings you
Excellent.
to our table?
Don't know. Some of you have punchable faces.
Oh, thanks.
And who would that be?
All of you, really. Except for this little cute guy goes down to Doy and starts, like, rubbing his face.
No one can punch Dai. He's too adorable.
Look at him.
He's unpun.
Is he like your pet or something?
No.
No.
He's our physician.
Friend.
Physician. It's quite a big word for someone of your size.
I'm surprised even someone as your state of mind would even know what that word means.
I don't.
Sure, Sam.
Meanwhile, at the bar,
Just kind of
Now,
like
come on,
pat her on
Kellen.
the head.
we've known each other a long time, and I wave a hand and cast Charm Person.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Needs to make a save.
It is a wisdom save, I believe.
Okay, she's cute. I
Yeah,
like
it's a
her.
wisdom save.
I pat her on the head, Brandon.
Her,
Yeah.
as soon as you, like, bring your hand towards her, she punches you in the stomach.
That's fine.
Let's see here. I mean, if it was to hit, it would be a 22 to hit. But if it's not, then you're just accepting the punch. Then obviously it just guarantees hit. But I'm assuming a
I'm
22
just
hits
taking
it.
him.
Yeah, that's. It's only an unarmed strike, so it only adds her strength. So that's 6 points of damage as she punches you in the stomach, and you actually feel quite a strong recoil from her force. No one said you could touch me.
You're right. But I will anyway, and I'm gonna headbutt him.
Oh, sheesh, go on. Attempt. Attempt. Unarmed
It's
strike.
Is this a normal roll, or do I get anything because she's absolutely shit-faced? Or is
She's.
she a drunken master at heart? Is this what you're trying to hit us with?
Well,
Brandon?
all I'm saying is her being drunk doesn't seem to affect her.
I respect that.
18 does hit, though. As you headbutt her for 4 points of damage, her head slings back. Alright.
I'm gonna pick my.
Round for
I'll
round.
take it off the
and
table.
then I will, as I say that, slide over one of the 3 remaining drinks.
I think we've got a bit of a fight on then. And she rolls up her sleeves and pushes the drink to the side, and all of a sudden, in a much more savage way, just jumps onto you to try and start clobbering you, being into the ground.
That's fine.
A 17 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, well, again, it'll be plus a strength, so another 6 points of damage. As she begins, like, punching you kind of, like, underneath the,
In fact,
Go for it.
I'm gonna reaction, stand endurance. I just stand there, nothing happens. It's like a fist just hits a brick wall.
As you guys are starting to all-out brawl and begin fighting each other, Keelan,
I will
who's...
rage. in the middle of this, and I will start to like sling her the fuck around.
Does she have?
Hmm?
Do you know what? I want to do a rogue thing. I want to be silly. Does she have anything on her?
Yeah.
Cool. If she's not paying attention, then I'm gonna try and.
Well, no,
make
she's
something
currently
for her.
grappling Hjarlgron, and Hjarlgron's grappling her, and they're having a tug of strength.
Ah.
And she seems incredibly strong for someone of her size.
This has gone from I want to see where this goes to Hjarlgron's now enjoying himself.
Cool. I'm just gonna not engage then.
Hey, feel free if you want to. Celwydd, who's already used to Hjarlgron purposely looking for fights in taverns, begins playing music. He fails his wisdom save to be charmed, and he
Nice.
becomes charmed.
Here you go.
So yeah, he regards me as a friend.
Yep.
And I will sort of sit myself up on the bar, like, you know, sort of feet hanging down, like lean to him. Come on, mate. You know I wouldn't give anything away.
He has plenty of friends, but his fear of Helena is far more than his
Oh my
his
god!
acceptance for wanting to share with friends. So even though he does see you as a good friend, he looks at you and says, "You know as much as I." Oh, sorry, his accent. You know as much as I do that being on the wrong side of Helena is not what you want to do. So I'd rather not share that. If you cared for me, you'd know. I mean,
You're telling me not a single person around here knows
can just, like,
her
picture
drunken
this.
daughter's name.
In the middle of this conversation, you
Just
just see
watching
her
them
flying
brawling,
past.
yeah.
You see her flying past across the room as I'm throwing her.
stands up, runs back, and just begins jumping on you.
You're
Oh.
telling me that not a single person around here knows her name.
I'm sure they do. But she goes around with
what's-
the name Autumn very often. That seems to perhaps be her favorite name when she goes around. And I'm guessing there's a reason for that.
Yeah, well then what would be the problem with people just knowing?
Shrugs his shoulders. Oh no.
Just gonna sit on the bar and still cross-legged, just thinking. Just casually reaches over, takes a mug, and sort of starts pouring himself one.
As these two people are now beating the ever-living fuck out of each other, Kellen, sorry.
Wait a...
Begins, makes
I
it
instantly turn my attention, I destroy him!
makes an effort to go outside and begin calling the guards in. As these guys are beating the ever-living fuck and pulling the shit out of each other, teeth are flying, blood's fucking flying and scattering across the room. This has gone past your standard bar fight. About 7 guards walk in, donned in silver and orange armor with this kind of tabard of a orange leaf. And the guards walk in. Fuck's sake, Autumn's back at it. Get off him! These 7 guards seem to just naturally assume that it is all her fault and like begin to grab her and pin her down and move her away from you. They drag her away. 2 guards stand in the way and kind of bring up their swords to you, Hjarlgron, and not in an intimidating way, but just kind of keeping you away from her. And she gets like pulled off, and she starts kind of flailing, turns around, punches one of them in the mouth. He kind of like gets knocked out square to the ground. This other guard kind of.
I'm gonna help her because I want to carry this on. So
Oh
the
my
ones
God.
pointing the swords at me, I'm gonna grab the swords, pull them forward, and just punch them.
Oh, okay. Sure. Roll me.
Want strength? Just want strength?
Yeah, just roll me strength.
Good, I'm
You
glad I
don't-
did because advantage.
You know what I want to do in this?
Okay.
Oh
There
my
we
god.
You obviously you grab a hold of their blades. You take a singular point of slashing damage from just like holding onto the blade. You pull the guards towards you, punch them. One of them kind of topples over and collapses against the other. They are gods. They do have a soldier stat block. They stand up, and very quickly another one calls this whistle, and several more guards begin to appear. As about another 6 guards, now leading up to 12, lead into this room. She's now pulled away and thrown out to the ground outside. And these other 6 guards now are like surrounding Hjarlgron and saying, "You've just assaulted us! You're going to jail for that!" And you can see...
In the way of my enjoyable fight.
yeah, these guys are now going to basically try and arrest you.
You could put chains on me.
Could I cast Grease?
Yes!
You...
Oh my god, Grease is up, big boy.
I'm not doing it yet. But should I cast Grease?
Grease me up, Doris! Oh.
Do I?
It's up to you.
Wait. Before I cast it, does the grease disappear after the duration? And I want the owner to like be fucking scrubbing them away.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah,
Magical grease.
it's only, it only lasts
So
for
you
like
just randomly
a minute.
spaff out regular grease from your hands.
Oh, who knows, bro? I'm not a spellcaster main.
Same. Chibi,
Right now.
tell us how it is.
No,
You
yeah,
like-
you can cast
you
it, and
like-
then it eventually, after the, I think the minute or whatever the fuck it is, it will fade, I believe. It's not concentration, it just has a set duration. But yeah, you can do if you want to. If you want to cast grease, cast grease.
Do it. You know you want to. It'd be
How many
so
soldiers
fun.
are there?
6 around me?
6 and
6
6
plus 7.
outside. Yeah, well, 7 outside, yeah, so, and probably more on their way if this keeps happening.
Okay, look. Is there a way for me to cast this thing without being too conspicuous about it?
Hey man,
Yes,
they've got their eyes on me.
Possibly,
Should be fine.
but doubtful. It's a spell.
Yeah.
And you haven't got
Oh,
subtle
dear.
casting, so...
I mean, they're taking away my buddy, so grease it up, baby.
Yeah!
Before shit gets too chaotic, Ambrose, with a bottle of wine now in hand that he just sort of grabbed from behind the bar in his sort of free few moments of standing there alone. I'm just gonna walk over, tap Celwydd and Pierce.
Jesus.
What I was doing was risky. What they're doing is plain stupid. Do you guys want to go to bed? I think I'm going to bed. And it's just going to start sidling towards the stairs.
You know what? I'm
Well,
gonna
yeah,
make sure.
plan to-
I'm gonna check it out.
situation.
See what goes on.
Yeah, keep your eyes out, Pierce. Good job. Yep. See you in a bit.
Good night.
Well, the rest of you go to bed. As Hjarlgron keeps, are you resisting?
Crashing.
Are you
banging.
resisting
I'm,
rest?
I'm trying to get outside so I can carry on the fight.
Yeah,
with,
easily.
Autumn.
This carries on into the outside. Autumn is on the floor with shackles on her now because there's 7 guards surrounding her. Another 12 guards make their way down the street and begin surrounding you and Eldrith. As 4 more come in and look at Eldrith and say, "You're also assisting. Stop it. You're under arrest. You're going to jail."
I
He's
look, I
like,
look to Autumn on the floor. Do you need assistance?
She's like rolling and trying to get all of these off, but she's shackled up. She's like basically struggling at this point to move.
Can I try and snap the shackles on her? Just roll
We have
strength?
to get past 12 guards first.
I'll just walk through them. If they hit me, they hit me.
So you're resisting arrest against all of these guards.
Yes.
That's a terrible idea.
Well,
Take them opportunities, baby.
okay, let me get a soldier, start blocking here, and I'll do 12 attack rolls, and I can only assume this will end up with you being unconscious. Eldrith,
He's
are you...
gonna go down like a sack of shit. This is awesome.
Eldrith, are you... resisting arrest?
Well, now that the very obvious info that has flown over his head this entire time that they are indeed town guards and not just people in armor, no, not at all.
Alright, they arrest you, they shackle you up, and they begin escorting you to, you can only assume what is the jail. And, let's see... Night... So, 19, 17, 21,
Anything that's
20,
not below a 14 hits.
natural 20, 9,
Ooh,
Natural 20.
12, 9,
gives you 3 mouse.
14,
That misses.
24. How many have I done now? I feel like I've done quite a lot of attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. 17
That's, yeah.
and 23.
Yep.
For
So I think 8 hit.
Calculator. 8 plus 11 plus 11 plus 15 plus 21 plus. Those in here, that didn't hit, that didn't hit. Plus 11 plus 9 plus 12 plus 12. 110 reduced to 55 points of damage.
Yeah, I just eat shit.
It is 12 guards attacking you. So
Yeah, that's fine. I either wanted to break the chain or just eat shit doing it.
Yeah, obviously it wouldn't be with the intention to kill, so you would just be knocked out clean. It wouldn't be bleeding out.
You just see the unconscious Hjarlgron. Huge grin on his face.
Yeah, so they eventually after the 12 guards hit him, this huge behemoth falls to the ground. He also gets shackled up. She will eventually also be shackled up and be knocked out clean. And Eldrith, Hjarlgron, and currently known as Autumn will all be taken to prison. in
Let's go,
Dawnstead.
prison
Oh, wow.
buddies.
Ooh, prison.
I'm gonna stealthily track him.
Really quickly as well, as Autumn is on the ground, Doy is gonna walk up to her and go, "It's
Very-
time for you to sober up," and he's gonna cast Lesser Restoration, hopefully removing all of the alcohol from her system.
Oh, that's amazing.
Sober and think about what you've done.
Yeah.
With 6 guards surrounding and escorting her, I don't think they'll allow you near.
Fair,
I don't think they'll allow you near her.
Damn.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, you see Pierce as they get escorted to a large building that seems to be some sort of prison, and they go into the building and get chucked into their cells.
Alright.
Worth.
Yo, officer.
The guards that are outside will look to you. Oh, you're in the bar as well. You're part of them.
Whoa. Yes, but I wasn't involved.
Whoa!
Obviously
Yes, you're
what-
right.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Great assumption. It's kind of crazy.
You got me.
So, obviously my friends in there, they were being kind of silly, got a little bit rowdy. Just need to know how long they're going to be in there for.
If it was only a bar fight, I would have kept them overnight. But then they threatened and attacked guards. That's a serious offense.
Right.
So they will be in here for a couple of weeks.
Oh,
Ah.
Not for long.
Okay. Is there like a bail fee?
We can tally it up. Assaulted 12 guards. Maybe more. Disrupted peace.
Right.
Refused arrest.
Right. Right.
Well, you're looking at somewhere around 1,200 gold.
Each.
Total. For the 2 of them.
Alright, good. What of the lady that's in there?
She'll be let out by morning, I assume.
What is that?
Because she's the daughter of Helena Forward. This is a
Neat.
normal occurrence.
Well, you boys are going to get funding somehow. Anyway. See you. I don't know. I'll be on my way then.
Gives you a nod.
Well, shit. I'll go back to Ambrose and Celwydd. And
I've headed up, I think, and so has Ambrose.
Yeah, we all bugger off to bed.
Well,
Pierce,
what's up, buddy?
what is a physician?
Oh.
That's a big fancy word that means doctor. Long and the short of it.
I
You
am
do
not
know
a
what a
physician.
doctor is. You are not a physician. But you are the one that keeps us all healthy.
Okay.
I just love the quick acceptance of that.
Well,
Well, we do not have the money to get them out. What now?
I have an idea. But it probably won't happen till tomorrow.
Yes,
Seeing
doing
as-
anything tonight would probably be dangerous.
Yeah, I really don't want to end up in jail. Not particularly my favorite place. Seeing as that redheaded chick is going to be let out early, I say we talk to her tomorrow.
If you want, or if required, I could wait outside the jail.
As like sentry, or what are you doing?
I could meet her when she leaves. I do not sleep, so I could not miss her.
Okay, fair point. Tell her to meet back at the tavern that we're staying in.
I have nothing to offer her, though. I am merely,
Merely a droid.
suggesting what can be done. I do not believe she will come with me.
Well, she took fancy to you, so we'll see.
Perhaps the other two, her three, will have a plan. 3 or 4, the other 4 will have a plan.
Fingers crossed. 3. I'm part of that 4.
Well, no,
There's
it's
2 in jail.
Ambrose, Celwydd with Chibi's character and Toast's character.
No, Toast Garage is in jail.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Greece. Yeah, sorry.
Greasing it up. The fact that ain't nobody slipped pissed me off just a little bit.
Oh, plenty of them slipped, but there's like 20 guards. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like,
Hey, I'm happy.
plenty of them slipped around, but you're in the middle of a city that has a force of probably over 200 guards. Like, I mean, it wasn't going to end good for you either way.
Ah, whatever, man. All I wanted was some guards to slip. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, plenty of them slipped.
It's fucking...
Well,
Maybe
It was funny.
nothing we can do now. We might as well go and rest.
For now,
Yes.
perhaps. He's gonna hate it, but maybe Ambrose can help.
He does seem good at
Don't worry,
traversal.
guys. I am the persuasion master.
He
Hey,
is.
hey, I have a +3.
It's true, it's true.
Nat 20.
He'll just say, guards, please let me out. And then he'll be like, oh, okay.
Guards, free me, or
Forget
I
the
free you with
1200
life.
gold or 2 weeks of.
Guards, free me, or I
Yeah.
free you with your life. This is your call.
You and weaponry that we stripped from you when you were unconscious.
I am the weaponry.
No, I am
Rage
the
in your
weaponry.
prison.
Is this when we have our Outlaws on the Loose arc? Is this what this is about to become?
Oh, we've always got to have one, brother.
In fucking Doy's favorite city.
So
In
do
the
it.
holiest city.
And where the fucking solid followers are. So guards will hate us, they'll hate us, and we're just got here.
Well, we're not planning on staying here long anyway, so...
So Doi,
Yeah.
Ambrose is gonna
Yes.
hate this,
Mm-hmm.
but Autumn in there and Ambrose have history. So perhaps if you catch her, mention Ambrose's name to bring her over.
I can do that. Perhaps we go talk to the others to get more details. I feel like
Yeah.
anything could be important right now.
Yep. All right. Company meeting. And me and Doy shall head back to the tavern.
Yes.
Okay. You head back. Everyone is going to sleep, I'm assuming, unless you are purposely waking Celwydd and Ambrose up. And Syldia?
Yeah.
Oh, you are waking them
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yep.
Alright, then
Yeah, we
you
probably
wake them up.
should.
Might as well get this done now, whilst we can. You wake them up.
Yep.
Oh, well, you knock on their door. It's up to them whether they wake up or not.
What
Ambrose is
time is it? Late at night?
Between...
not long after.
Not long after, so maybe like another hour in. Maybe you've had
Okay.
like 20, 30 minutes of being in bed. Maybe you might have just about started to drift off to sleep.
After a few seconds, then I'll come to the door.
Hello.
Hey, we need to
Hello.
talk.
We are here to
Okay.
talk about the new criminals.
The new
Our friends.
criminals.
Oh, did
That's-
they get arrested?
Yes, very.
Okay.
Ambrose. Hello.
Who is it?
It's Pierce.
The door
His
will
name-
like.
His name
Creak
is not
open.
Ambrose. His name is Slash.
Oh, right.
The
Slash.
door will creak open, but instead of being like on the floor standing normally, Ambrose's head is like hanging from above the door.
Oh my god.
Oh.
They're not coming
Right.
back for us, are they?
No.
Why? Why would they?
All right, good. And just lets himself drop onto his feet onto the floor.
Were you up there for the whole hour?
No, just when I heard the door.
Oh. As a precaution, they would come through the floor, of course.
The last thing you usually do when you go into a room, Pierce, is look directly up.
Right.
did.
Anyway, we need to talk, gathering everybody together.
Do we want to make a plan now or in the morning?
We've got time. I mean, what exactly is going on here? They've been arrested and
They've been arrested. They're going to be in there for several weeks, and then if we want to pay the bail fee, it's 1,200 gold total.
Well,
Neither of the- Neither of these are acceptable.
no, we can wait.
However,
I respect that. Honestly, I respect that.
Enjoy your time in the slammer.
It won't be long.
We'll just be on holiday.
however, Autumn, as she is called, is getting released tomorrow.
As I would expect.
That doesn't seem very fair.
That's what I said.
Well, she didn't fight back. She didn't pummel a god.
No, she did. She knocked one out.
Oh.
Yeah, she squared jawed straight up. First one that went to her, she jawed her out.
1,200
Does she
gold
get
isn't much
special
to pay
princess
for.
treatment?
1,200 gold is not
Ah.
much to pay for a noble family.
This is true.
So,
And we aren't made of money, it seems.
but this sort of character might be. So, I say that we talk to her.
You saw me trying to talk to her while she was probably her most happiest.
Right.
Didn't work.
She also owes us nothing and does not like us.
Were you trying to, like, test your disguise? What happened there?
No, I was simply trying to discover her name so I could find out a little more about the daughter of this Helena. So it helps to have information against the person that wants your head separated from your neck.
Oh, so this is the daughter.
Pierce, were you paying any attention earlier?
I was
have
doing my
another
best.
question. How does an entire city not share the name of a princess? Why? There must be a reason.
What do you mean?
She's not a princess, she's just the daughter of a noble. They're not royalty, they're noble.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's not a princess, Dorian. I'd imagine it's because her mother is a scary bitch.
Well, we need to get him out somewhere, somehow, so we can get back on the road and deal with the undesirables.
What's our time limit on that?
A month and a week.
Oh, so we have the time, and as much as I would like to leave this city, 2 weeks is about right, and I'm not exactly going to try and mount an escape plan and get ourselves in even more trouble when I'm already trying to avoid detection.
Right. So I'm going behind your back, just to let you know. Bye.
Looks to Celwydd.
She just kind of shrugs. You just want to wait the sentence out?
Are you yourself, Celwydd, not a believer in upholding the law?
Depends on the law.
And are we to just let drunken, disorderly violators roam the streets, mobbing guards at night?
Doesn't that happen anyway?
It'd happen tenfold if it wasn't for the prison sentence.
No, I suppose, but it just seems very excessive. The amount of time.
No, it does suck, and I did want to get out of here as soon as possible. But this would put an even bigger mark on my very now differently addressed head, and I'm not down for that.
Well, it sounds like he's going to try and do something about it on his own anyway.
That's because he's an idiot, and he'll end up in a cell just like them.
Maybe we should think about things clearly in the morning.
Would I be
Perhaps.
around nearby?
I'm assuming they would have also woken
You would
up.
have.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
would have been woken up too, right?
Come on, Syldia.
Well, I could probably try and talk to the guards, maybe convince them to let them go. I'm quite persuasive at times. I'm sure they'll see my point of view.
Would you like some tea? Please let my friend go.
They
If you
have
think
no
you can
reason.
talk to them, maybe.
What resource do you have that could convince them? They clearly
Why,
believe that
my
they...
words and a lovely cup of tea which they could enjoy. I'm sure they could be swayed
You
to my
cannot
point
poison
of view.
all of the guards.
Poison? Who do you think I am, Doy? I'm not going to
I've had a
poison.
genius idea.
Oh God.
I
We're
was
not
going to
I
doing
would
poison
that.
the woman.
prefer to avoid any violence, especially
no,
I have
against
not
seen you
people
cut the heads
deserve
off of goblins.
it. Yes, the goblins, they're not people.
Toma! Toma!
Norma!
Goblins
And
are
there's a-
people.
And
There's a blurred
they
line there.
did stuff to deserve it, and they were attacking us. I don't really see the issue here.
I feel like the guards' retribution was also deserved.
I still have an idea.
What is the idea?
What if we mount a very convincing legal defense in their case to get them a shortened sentence?
There were
Uh,
25 witnesses.
True.
I'll see if I can have a talk with the guards and get them
Guards.
free.
It's
And
not
if
what
I'm
it is.
unsuccessful, then we can go on to any backup plans.
It's time to start
Exactly.
working back also.
We could always perhaps bribe a few witnesses and make a few false claims here and there. You know, I did do
I'd
a very
really
short
rather not.
stint as a
Or we-
protector of the legal law myself.
I would
Or we
prefer they
talk
just
to-
serve their sentence.
Or we
Well,
talk to
sometimes, Doy, we don't get what we prefer. I would have preferred if this whole shit never happened, but here we are.
Yes, but
Or we,
Good
I agree.
point.
a court case would take weeks. They would be out. They are not going to see us the moment we want.
Think of the legal fees, guys. It's gonna be more than the jail cost.
Yeah, I don't think legal battle is the way to go.
I'm
but, you know.
texting Brandon.
Well, it was just a thought.
As long as that idiot Pierce doesn't get us into even more trouble, then we'll be fine, but he seems to have run off.
Well, if Pierce gets himself in trouble, that's his problem. Whatever it is, I don't want to be involved if it's going to be troublesome. If it's the correct approach, I'm all down for it. I myself have never broken a single law.
Insight check. Let me get up alchemy.
Insight.
Yeah.
Alchemy
Trying to
RPG.
think of a law.
Where the fuck is insight? There you are. Bam! Huge.
Oh,
I myself have never broken a single law, and then he mouths something afterwards.
Far
That you know.
much important.
And being caught for it.
Anyway, I should probably go and see where that Pierce has gone, because if he gets them into even more trouble, I don't think I'll be able to help them.
Well, good luck. My bed is now calling for the second time on this night where I don't want to be involved in trouble. Because as I've already expressed, my head is on the line. If no one is bothered about this and just insists on making a scene, then go ahead. I'm going to sleep. Good night. Just slams the door.
I'm gonna see if I can find where that Pierce bozo has gone off to.
And Joy is also gonna come along. But he's also gonna tell your character Syldia, I am willing to help, but not at great cost. I believe while unfortunate, perhaps the full sentence is not the worst. We have no reason to rush.
I mean, I'm not in a rush. My main goal here is to stop Pierce from doing anything stupid, and then in the morning I'll have a chat with the guards, and I'll see if I can get them freed.
I agree, and anything we can do even tomorrow would be good, but let's not be rash.
Exactly, but Pierce is likely being rash, so let's see if we can stop him.
Yes.
Off we go to stop the Pierce. Where's the fucker gone?
I mean, he wouldn't have
He's gone.
too far, but
No, yeah, no.
I don't think it would have been too distant since he only just said bye like a minute or two ago.
Yeah, we'd like to try and catch up to Pierce.
Sure.
Well, yeah.
We'll handle that now, and then we'll cut off session after.
Bull.
That way you can think about what you want to do over the week to try and free your friends.
I already know what I want to do.
And then what else you gonna do here? So yeah, unless, as far as I'm aware, Pierce isn't doing anything crazy. It's just, walking out, as far as I'm aware. So you'd probably be able to catch up to him.
Pierce.
Yeah.
What are you going off to do? Are you going to try and free them?
No.
It suddenly seems
Insight
like you're going
check.
off to do something right.
Insight check, go ahead. Oh, it's loading.
The 18.
It's 18.
I am not going to free them.
Okay.
Good. Just wanted to make sure you're not doing anything rash.
Well, I'm not gonna dive in there and be just like, hey, here's a lockpick, here we go, do. No, that's idiotic, it's stupid.
Certainly seems like something you do. At
I
least
No
as
mean to
heat at
pass
the
life,
moment.
but my plan is I'm gonna talk to Autumn if she gets released in the morning. And then we go from there.
I think that's a
She-
terrible idea. She's a ruffian. I don't think she'd
Yeah.
help you for
Little
anything.
cretin!
If I wasn't lost in thought at the time, I definitely would have done something to stop her. But here's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, let me try and handle it. I'm sure I can convince the guards over a nice cup of tea to release our friends.
You are very
You do it.
confident in your conversation skills.
And then, like, the one thing I have going for me.
I
know.
disagree.
Okay.
You have very many positive traits.
Mm, I suppose some could see that. But yes, I pride myself on solving as many situations I can without violence and other below the law tactics as I can. But as you've seen before, sometimes some things aren't exactly solvable with just words. But
Wanna hear
this
my
one
plan, then?
definitely is. So in the morning, let's just let me have a talk to the guards, and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, you can tell the guards stop total on him. Easy done.
I wouldn't advise that. There's no reason to get involved with noble folk
I mean,
when you don't
Ambrose
have
already
to.
is.
Yes, and look where that's got him. You think it's a good idea to talk to the drunkard child of the woman who wants our friend's head?
Sounds like fun.
Oh, don't blame me when you got your head on a stake. There's only so much I can do.
It wasn't going to be a direct mention of his name to the daughter. It's going to be just like, hey, pretty good fighting there. How about we set up something for real? Spring him out, see if we can get like a proper arena going. She seems to want to brawl.
That's
Yeah,
a terrible idea, Pierce. We want to reduce fighting. We don't want to have more. Come on.
Yeah, but it
Be
gets her out of jail.
reasonable. Yeah, well, you know what else can get her out of jail? Words. There's no need to arrange some sort of back alley fighting ring with a noble's daughter.
I do not
not really-
believe Autumn would free our friends simply to fight them.
Yeah, I mean, from what we've heard, she goes around fighting whoever she wants. She does indeed.
She also
Hjarlgron.
could just wait for them to get out if that's what she really wanted.
The door has a point. Honestly, I caution you against talking to Autumn, but if that is what you want to do, then go ahead. Just don't come crying to me when it all goes badly, I suppose.
Very well. I apologize, but I am going to be stubborn.
Well, good luck with that. I'm not going to bail you out if you get into trouble. Anyway, I think it's time for us to go sleep now.
Yes.
Go.
Come along, Doy. And Syldia's gonna make her way back to the tavern.
Very well.
He'll head back.
Let's see here. Okay. Returning back to the inn, we'll do one final thing with Aimee.
Ah,
So, as the rest of you go and have your rest and fall to your sleep, obviously Celwydd also enjoys his sleep, but there's something that you wanted to do just beforehand. What is it that you'd like to do, Celwydd?
so in the early hours, I suppose, like just sort of before the sun is up, Celwydd will wake in her bed and she'll reach into her bag and pull out a candle. And she'll sit cross-legged on the bed and she'll light her candle and she'll just sit sort of in a meditative sort of way and just sit and listen and just reach out.
For a long time, you've enjoyed music because it allows one thing. It's a layer of noise. And as you calm yourself and sit in the center of this bed and sit with the candle and concentrate, you let that layer fade, and all of a sudden, a haunting but somehow manageable array of voices return. Something that maybe as a child you despised and wondered and feared, but maybe slowly you begin to understand. And you can begin to hear the voices of many of them who kind of whisper to you, and you can hear them. I need it. I lost. And you can hear voices begin to corral at the back of your head, as you've seen many times before. You feel connected to the lives of those lost once again. What is it that you're trying to pull from here?
Amongst the sort of the clamour and the chaos of it all, I'll see if I can focus on one voice and see if it can make any sense to me.
Amongst them all, you hear the sounds of needs and wants, some that sound like cries and desperation. And in this particular place, you might hear the voice of some. And you can feel as you focus and gain in on this voice, all the other ones almost in an instant just vanish like a cloud of smoke, but one of them remains. And you can see this kind of silhouetted ghost and spectral-like figure. Begins to form a silhouette, and the line, this veil between the material plane and the ethereal plane now becomes all but the same to you. You see as your hands, the fingertips of them, begin to form into kind of small green-like wisp ends. As for the first time, you seem to have the ability to touch through the ethereal plane and commune with perhaps a voice of beyond.
What does the figure before me look like?
As it begins to take shape, you see that the figure before you is some sort of young, maybe adolescent at a push. He seems to be holding on to a much smaller figure, maybe a younger brother or a younger sister. It's hard to make out the details amongst the wispy silhouettes. And they look back to you. Huh?
My sending
Oh!
stone!
Oh!
The two ghost-like figures look to you. You can see in their eyes that are now just this gaunted green wisp kind of stare directly at you. You can see us.
I can see you. I can hear you.
And you see they're lost in awe. They took my brother's life. Those from the light.
Sorry, I took my jail phone call.
Of course. Yeah, they're going to do the older-looking sibling who's holding the smaller one in his hands. Looks to you. Look, it's life. The light folk.
They took him. When did this happen?
Not too long ago. There's something underneath the cathedral. A holy place. I saw too much, and I think... And he looks at his own hands. I think I may be dead too.
I think you are. I'm so sorry this happened to you.
Are you here to help?
I kind of reach one of my hands out closer to them. Yes, I'd like to help you.
Whatever they're doing in the bottom of the cathedral, it takes the life of some to light. 2 statues they have. They need a 3rd. You have to break it so that our souls can go across. My brother's life is there.
Break the statue?
He kind of shakes his head. He doesn't quite understand what he saw. Or whatever is happening, he seems that he wants you to break it. Whether it be the circle or the statues or whatever it may seem.
I will go there. I will.
How is it you can see us?
I'm still trying to understand that myself. But I can hear your voice, and I hear your pain.
If there's a way we can help, we will. From the other side.
Thank you. I will try everything I can to bring you peace.
You can see them smile forms ever so slightly on the older brother. And form a slight ease of their pain comes over them.
I'm sorry that you're stuck like this, but hopefully it won't be for long.
There are many of us in the ethereal plane, waiting. But all the wardens seem gone.
Wardens. Are they the people who you could speak to?
They're supposed to be wardens of those that can see into the ethereal plane. Maybe you're ours.
I will try to be.
They look at you with a smile as slowly their wispy figures begin to kind of shimmer as the veil between the 2 worlds of life and death that somehow you have the ability to perceive through and touch begin to shift, almost like when double vision is blurred and they slowly begin to form into one. And the candle snuffs out.
Kind of jolt back to myself as it goes out and the room goes dark again. And I suppose I'll just sit and wait for the sun to rise.
Indeed. Okay. As Celwydd begins to understand, perhaps, more of who she is and what she's capable of, or what is selected from beyond. Maybe not a tale that she expected, but perhaps one that could gleam into what is happening underneath the cathedral. A ritual of some kind that requires the lives of those innocent still. though as pure and unchanged still. But there seems to be more pressing matters with our party. As at the moment, we see that some of them may be locked away. Maybe just for one night, maybe two, maybe the 2 weeks. Depends as our party. It depends as our party members have begin planning their way of trying to help them get out with either a shorter sentence or maybe a favor could be earned. Perhaps a trade could be made or a conversation could be had, as there are many ways to help those in need. But we're going to leave it there for today's session. And we'll see what our party members do to try and free our friends from jail, and then what they do with their knowledge of now being here in Dawnstead. Much to think about, time ahead, so plenty of time to have.
Yippee.
No stress. Time to think of what to do next.
No stress, yeah, no stress.
You got plenty of time.
0 stress.
Man, if only I was there to break up the bar fight. Oh well.
You have plenty of time. Plus, this is you working off the assumption that the Day of Glint is the same thing that they're preparing for.
Yeah, Day of Glint could just be something way worse, to be fair.
When you make an ass out of you and me.
But yeah, we'll leave it there for now. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, and we'll see you all again next week. And until then, have a wonderful long rest.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.